Yo, people, what's good? What's happening? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We're here with the Mandem. We're here for Mandem Talk. The Mandem are in the building. We've got man like Rants. What are you telling me, Rants? What are you telling me?
All good, fam. All good. Big up the chat. Big up the panel as well, man.
Come on, big up to you, man. We've got man like Texino in the building. Texino, what are you saying?
Well gone, Mandem, man. Just stay on, man. Just stay on, man. Hope the Mandem are blessed. Big up the panel. Big up the chat. Smash the likes, man.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. And we got man like Musa in the building. Musa, what are you saying, man? Everything good?
We're here, man. We're here. We're here to break down. All roads lead to somewhere. We need to find out where, though.
I hear it, bro.
We need to confirm where the road's leading.
Yeah, trust me. Listen, people, big up everyone here. Hit the like button, man, as soon as you join us, man. Danny's going to be here. The man are going to be here. Listen, people have got work and that. People are coming back from weather. It's a nice day out there. You get me? So people are outside, people. So once they join in, they'll join in. So big up to the man each every time. But I was just checking the chat, man. And the chat are moving mad, man. They're saying Amrin out, Amrin in. Bro, it's all kicking off in the chat, man. We got civil war already, man. It's crazy, man. I was like, yo, I didn't expect that. I said, yo, we're talking about something else. But it seems like the people are onto the manager. You know, whether it's justified or not, I don't know. We'll have to obviously discuss that. But yeah, man, how are you feeling, also? We'll start off with you, man. How are you feeling right now with obviously yesterday and just in general with Man United at the minute, man? Because the title of the video was the lack of quality is alarming and that big upgrades are needed. But how are you feeling, man? And big up to Abdelaziz for the 5 gifted, man. Appreciate every time, man.
Well, with United right now, Saeed, it's like when I look at you know what it is? Amrin's not had the best time at United. Do you know what I'm saying? And he hasn't done anything, nor have I seen anything for me to kind of feel any different to how I've been feeling. And I still don't want to get like Amrin's been here for so long now, and the madness is going on for so long. You can kind of forget that Ten Hag started the season.
Yeah, true. You know, yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, you can forget. Yeah. So I don't know, man. That's how I'm feeling right now. I just feel like it's whatever in it. I don't know, man. I still want to see Amrin have a window. I still want to see Amrin with a few players. I've seen little bits to say that okay, something can happen, but then I'm also on the side of if change had to take place, I'm not fighting for Amrin right now. If Amrin, and I'm saying if Amrin was one of the Mandem and he banged someone in the face, I don't know if I'm stepping up for him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If he kicked off a mad fight and Bear Man started jumping in, I don't know if I'm backing Amrin like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I might be like, you started this, you got to handle your business, bro. So once upon a time, early in the season, when he came in, I was like, I'm in. I got his back. But right now, I'm looking at him sideways, like, take these steps carefully, my guy. You know what I'm saying?
It's true. Especially when you keep giving certain privileges as well. You know what I mean? That's another thing as well. Like when you start giving people privileges and then you start giving people the wrong roles, and then it's like, you know what I mean? It's further, like, this is the thing for me. Like, one thing I've always done, is that I've backed managers, but then when I've seen them go down a different side of the road, I'm like, yo, don't go down that road, you know, because that road is taking to a different path, you know. And it's like, I'm warning you. And it's like, then they take it, they become friends with what's there, and then we realize, oh man, you just let me down here, man. I'm trying to back you, but you're not understanding what's going on. That's how I think about it with Amarin. It's like, I fully back him, but I'm like, some of the decision making he's doing, right? I don't know, man. I don't know if he's just nervous, it's calculated, or he's just taking a piss, bro. Like, man, just like, because he's talked about not being asked about being sacked, and he's not asked about this, and I don't know if he thinks that we're mugs and the fan base don't know anything, and he thinks that, yo, fan base are 30, we're 30, we're not winning no title, we're not doing nothing. He thinks that we haven't got them standards still there, and it's a free pass to the end of the season. I personally don't think there's ever a free pass at Man United. Never. So I don't know whether he's doing that or he's just using this season as almost like, you know what, it's a free hit. I've been told my job is safe. The fan base needs to accept that, and it's gonna be like this. It's gonna be like this, whether you like it or not. I don't know whether that is ever gonna be right in the Premier League. I don't think so. It's never. You see what I'm trying to say? So that's where my kind of head is at. I like, he's got the right ideas, but it's like yesterday, Crystal Palace game where he played Manu up front. That's what he did. He literally put Bruno in the 10. He put Xerxes up front. You know, he put Lenny Yoro when he was playing better in the left. He put Garnacho. He switched him to the left when he was playing better on the right. Ish. Not saying he was amazing, but he was a bit more kind of what he wanted to do. All of that, and I'm like, what are you trying to experiment, bro? We can't win back-to-back games, Mandem. That's a L. That's a red flag for me. How can we not win back-to-back games? Is it like what is it? Like what is it that we're not seeing that you can't win back-to-back games? Every other club can do it. You know what I mean?
All season.
Are you mad?
It's mad.
Are you actually mad though? So
man are talking about him like he just got here, bro.
Bro,
you know them ones. You see when Musa had to break it down. Man are talking about him like he just got here. This brother's been here, for over 30 games, blood. Like this, bro. He's had a full season, near enough in terms of games. Just if you take out a cup games, 38 Premier League, 38 game season, bro. The Bears had 38 games, surely, or near enough. Like, brother, he's been here for the whole season. He's been here for the whole season, bro. Man are gonna like, man just landed, fam. Like, this is what's crazy to me right now. Like, it's bonkers when you're seeing what man is doing. I don't think there's a club on the planet with his record that he survives at, bro. You don't survive at Everton with these numbers. Do you know what I mean? Like, bro, like his numbers are looking like Rude's at Leicester, and we expect Rude to be in the Championship. If he's still here at the end of the season, he could get sacked this season.
Facts. If Amrin would have found us anywhere near the bottom 4, we would be out of this league right now.
Brother, this is the thing, bro, man. I don't know.
Yeah, but I swear when Amarin came in, though, everyone was talking about him obviously inheriting a good squad. That's one thing that I remember. Everyone was talking about him inheriting a good squad. You see what I saw yesterday, You see with players like Garnacho, it's just like it's like clockwork with him in terms of you know what he's gonna do. How's the man receiving the ball? He's got about 5-6 players in front of him, and he's trying to shoot in a crowd, bro, and he does it consistently. You see him Dorgu screaming the overlap, bro, and instead a man's cutting in and he's trying to bang it off. Like, these types of players, bro, they need to get the out of my club, bro. The fact that obviously Amarim came in here and he dropped players like Rashford, Anthony, all of these type of players that cool, they weren't consistent and whatever, but they still got some sort of imagination with the football, bro. Garnacho, bro, you can't see what a man's trying to do on the ball. Do you get what I'm saying? And he was our only attacking outlet. Every time we was flying forward, the ball was going to him, but he was creating nothing, bro. Do you get it? No. Poor game. And do you know what's mad? I need to stop watching football matches with these commentators, bro. Car, you see what these men are saying on the pitch? They're trying, they're doing well. He's getting on the ball. He's a threat. A threat for what, bro? A threat for what? These are the same types of players that are putting up 3 averages of 3-4 stars out of 10 a game, and you're saying a man's trying just because he's running at players, bro. A man has no creativity or nothing. The team's shot. Again, players like Bruno, you're meant to step up. You're meant to step up, control the game, bro. Stop doing the chaotic thing when the ball's coming to you. You're trying to play it first time. Control the game. Not in them. We're playing with 11 men behind the ball for the full 90 minutes. Bro, control the game. Some sort of composure and authority on the game. But I don't see none of that, bro. And what you think 2 years ago, I could ever imagine Anthony Alanga dashing 80 yards on the ball and then burying us, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Bro, you're not lying. You're not lying. The Alanga thing yesterday was like, bro, it's almost written that your ex-player bags against you. Like, it always happens, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? And obviously, it was personal for Alanga because he didn't like Ten Hag at all. And he didn't like Ten Hag, bro. That's what I was going to say. He didn't like Ten Hag. Done dirty by the club.
He was going to celebrate, and he just said,
and then he said, you know what? Let me celebrate. You know what? What I didn't like, is like me and Saeed were talking about it. Remember the Oli red card that he got when he ran man down, like man stole a handbag, and bro, he took the red card and walked off. Bro, Garnacho has to absolutely clean Alanga out, like he has to, because he gets there early enough, but he tries to win the ball instead of thinking, yo, my team are in danger here. take a yellow card for the team, bro. Bro, you shouldn't even be thinking about winning the ball in them situations. If you need to hold his shirt and wrestle him to the floor, then you wrestle him to the floor and you take the yellow card. You do not.
But that wasn't gonna happen.
No, because he thinks about himself, and this is my main issue with him. Because you know what it is, yeah. You can be a subpar footballer, that's fine. But ultimately, yeah, you play for Manchester United Football Club, yeah. The club and the team have to be your first priority. If you do not take that yellow card there, you're not thinking about the football team. You're not, because it's clear danger. Mazraoui side on, he's jockeying, he's slowing the man down like what he's supposed to do. And there was a man over there. You have to see the danger and you have to think, yo, I have to protect my team. I have to take this yellow card. Like, there should be no hesitation. You take the yellow card. Listen, I'll go and take the yellow out the ref's pocket and give it to myself, bro. You know,
but when you watch it back, though, he looks like he got bullied, though. If you watch it back, he looks like he slightly got bullied, bro.
Yeah, but
and
there's
I've been
no
saying
bullying
for a long while, this guy's very light.
Yeah, but bro, I'm not going for the ball,
bro. You got the forearm, bro.
You're not bullying me because I'm not going for the ball. I'm taking your ankles. There's no.
You saying social thing?
Bro, I'm taking it out. There's no way. I'm not even trying to win the ball. I'm not trying to win the ball.
And by the way, Solskjaer got a standing ovation.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I was in the stadium. You got everybody. They all got standing ovation.
Maybe he didn't want to get muddy too soon. You know, he didn't want to get muddy too soon, man. That's
no, it's not that. They don't have that. Like he said, the club encourages individualistic, selfish players.
Yes.
And this is what this is the environment, people. This is the environment.
Here we go.
This is the environment. Everybody knows that. This is the environment that's created. Then everybody's smashing the shirt on top of it. Then the fans get giddy and put the song on top of that. And then my guy thinks he's something that he's not. But like I said to you, in a proper club, he would have been sent out on loan, or he would be playing 3 or 4. You know, every 3 months he's playing 3 or 4 games. Every 3 months they'll be keeping him out. So then he listens, right, and he's rewarded by performance, not just on the team sheet, and not kept on for 96 minutes.
But the club though, because he's, I don't know where he is in terms of the shirt selling. Yeah, I don't know, like if he sells a lot of shirts and whatnot.
Yeah, he was top 4 last time we saw it.
Oh, there you go, bro. I don't know.
They're marketing him like that.
Yeah,
they're marketing. They're part of the gimmick of this Ronaldo chasing Ronaldo. They're part of it. And people, when I try to explain something to you, people don't want to know or people want to understand. It was him. Do you remember? It was him, Rasmus. They were marketing it. They were slamming that. You know, when they all sat down, that was all over Manchester United. There was a huge banner on the other side of the stadium. On the other side, you go to the east side. I seen it. With those 3 like that saying the future.
What a poster for us, yeah.
The future looks bright. So at the end of the day, for me, these kids, he doesn't put himself on the football pitch, so I can't blame him. I know what he is. He needs severe developmental work, but he's not going to get that. And then that's what we do. And guess what, people? Come the summer, we're going to get 3, 4 youngsters again. And you know what? Their form is going to go like that because they're not. Even Dogu last night, I think like we were harsh on him. He's 20 years old. This is what he's been here for 2 months, yeah? But because of the desperation we are in, we're calling him out in live action. We're calling him out right there and there. And I think about it, I think he's 20 years old. He's come here. He's not come to this. And he's giving the ball away. Young players do that. They make horrendous mistakes. But they learn from that. But do we have that? Do we have somebody there putting them aside saying, do the extras, do this, actually be prepared? Like what Rances explained, it's called professional foul for a reason. It's called a professional foul for a reason because no way are you getting a team to score when you've had a corner. No way are they transitioning from a corner.
No way.
And you're letting the guy run 60, 70 yards, yeah? And then you're letting him finish comfortably inside the box. No stress. Picked his corner. He picked his corner. And I put my preview. I did a preview, yeah? And I said Elanga's going to score. And I told everybody, if they score, good night, Vienna. Have you seen the stats? Well, Nottingham Forest.
Bro, of course. Yeah. The onus was on Man United to do something yesterday. Like, Nottingham Forest would have been happy with a 0-0 yesterday. They would have been like, you know what? A point is what it is. You know what I mean? We keep our 3rd spot. You know what I'm saying to you? We'll pick up the points down the line. It's a point at home. We played 120 minutes against Brighton. Fans will understand that we couldn't do anything. We had Chris Wood out. We had Hudson-Odoi out. That's 2 of our key players out there. Fans would have been okay with them getting a point against Man United, innit? Them man still see Man United as players that can individually change a game and do something because they've done it before. When United have been shit, they've had individuals to drag them out of a game. So they would have accepted that. They were knackered, exactly. They would have accepted that. Man United, I'm sorry, you can accept, yeah. Oh, but we tried. We didn't look that bad. And I look at it and I'm like, nah, man. That for me, I can't tolerate that, man. Because we didn't try in the final third. We didn't. Because what we did wasn't good enough. It wasn't, bro. Players were making the wrong decisions. Players weren't doing their jobs. We weren't progressing the ball quick enough. We weren't dangerous in the final third. We weren't making the right passes when we needed to. We weren't doing them things. And the manager made the wrong substitutions. He made the wrong personnel play in certain areas. That combination altogether was wrong. And for me, it's like, I can't just keep saying, you know what, next game. You can't just keep brushing it under the carpet because I keep seeing the same mistakes happening every single time.
Yesterday was the biggest red flag for me for Amrin because earlier on in the season, Amrin was talking about he has a type of way that he plays the game and he will not change it for anyone. You see, when I saw Maguire running up front as a number 9, that was changing what flipping Amrin was about. Amrin's game is not to bring on a defender in the last couple of minutes to win the game with any type of long ball header. That's not his game because he was talking about the players got to stick to the game, believe in the process, opportunities will come, we'll score goals. The minute he flang on my man like it was some like Champions League final, bro, I said red flag. He's flipped. He slipped already because when they asked him, were you bringing on my man? He was like, to get a goal. When you're in the box, you're a striker. Maguire's good at score. Brother, when did that become your game? What happened to sticking to your principles of how you want to play the game and how you see the game? When did you ever start seeing the game like that? And that tells me the pressure is
on. He abandoned that a couple of months ago when he started doing the mid-block, low-block stuff. When he started doing that. So he abandoned that. It's about results for him now, and he keeps repeating it. It's about results.
When did he come on?
But for me, what he showed for me is that he literally like changed tactics and then played ultra defensive, like with Ugarte, and then with the Bruno, and then putting Bruno back in that number 10. He's dead. He's absolutely dead in that number 10, right? And then when they start hoofing the ball, and then the approach play in the first half at least was decent, at least tactically, because they were tied in it. They played Saturday evening, Then they played
Saturday evening, bro.
What's it? What 120 minutes or something like that? 120 minutes they played on Saturday. So and emotionally, as well as not just physically, it's the emotional high and the come down from that they have to cope with. So for me, the approach play I gave at 7 at times, but the attack for me in my lifetime, right? This is the worst attack I've ever seen in Manchester United history. The worst attack I've ever seen.
It's got to be, bro.
Where you've got Garnacho doing what he's doing and we can't even take him off because there's nobody else on the bench. It was crazy.
Yeah, but I don't agree though, because he could have put on Mason Mount, in the right 10 where Garnacho was. Do you know what I'm saying? And had Xerxes in the left 10, and then he could have had Cheeto up front, or he could have had Hoyland up front. He didn't need to play. He didn't need to play Xerxes, in the 9, in him being isolated. And in the first half, Xerxes was playing some good passes and stuff like that. But before the game, he said that the manager told him not to drop deep. Why are you taking Xerxes' superpower away from him? Like, his superpower is getting on the ball and creating. And connecting. So you allow him to do that. Why are you telling him that he can't do that? And then you're getting upset at him that he's not having the influence on the game that he could have if you allowed him to play his game. You bring on Maguire instead. Like, bro, it's not making sense. Mad. Do you know what I'm saying? That's not making no sense, bro. You can't put a player in a position and tell them not to do what they're literally best at and expect to get anything out of them, bro. That's not good management.
Yeah. To be fair with Cheeto was on the FA Youth Cup, but there was other players that he could have played in there. I think you could have switched it around. So then Mason Mount was on the left 10. Like I said,
Saeed, he allowed him to go in the FA Youth Cup squad because he knew he wasn't going to use him. Let's be honest. Do you know what I mean? Cheeto should have been in that squad. Should have been in that squad.
You know, for me though, I think ultimately, right, there's this situation now where when we're attacking, because I don't know if you remember, I don't know if you've seen it, but like Maguire in the box was more of a threat than Hoyland. And it's like, yesterday Hoyland kept the ball well and whatever, cool. You know what I mean? He looked a bit more, I would say, a bit more polished here. But like in the box, I don't think there was an instruction Like they weren't giving him the ball. There wasn't an element of fluidity up front. Like you're bringing on these subs here, but what is actual game plan like when they come on? Like I didn't see Mount. I'll be honest with you. I didn't really see Mount apart from that shot. Mount wasn't really involved in the game. And where's the instruction from Mason Mount? Like
he made one run that Donny van de Beek, you know, that run that you make into the channel, you know, in the box area. He made one run into that, on the shoulder, and then tried to cross it in and went out for a corner. But obviously the guy's not played Saeed. He's not played for months and months, right? So we're not.
I'm saying, but the thing is, though, you cannot play for months. But I'm like, but at least then, like, I need to see these subs be impactful when they come on. They're not impactful.
Listen, and the thing about Maguire, we can't really, guys. This is the Nottingham Forest team who were literally defending inside their box, whether Maguire was on or not. Man United were crossing the balls, and they were dead on their feet. So this was the end of the game. They played 120 minutes on Saturday, right? So the Maguire gimmick chance thing don't make sense. I mean, you can get anything else to beat Rasmus. Rasmus, you can criticize him for whatever, but you're not using that because you have to check the context. It was the last few minutes of the game where Manchester United were going out wide and swinging balls in and throw-ins and corners and stuff like that. It wasn't a thing where Maguire is basically our new striker now. It wasn't that type of game. It was getting balls into the box, and he's a big guy. He can fight for it. And things fell into him in the chaos and the fatigue and the tiredness of the Nottingham Forest players and defenders. So we have to put that into context.
No, I understand that, but he done that pretty early. And you see, for me, I don't know why he's never tried Xerxes and Højlund as a 2. You see, in that position there, I would try and stick them both up top as a 2. And if you look at the 2, one or the other's game will kind of complement each other in terms of Xerxes can hold it up, spin him behind, and play Højlund. Simple as that. Højlund cannot get involved in the ball, even in the final third. Just try and get him on the ball in the box. That's it. That's exactly it. Another thing, he's forcing this Garnacho thing as well because he knows Garnacho best plays on the right. This goes right back to Amarim's, you know, what is he trying to do in terms of switching so many different players, changing the formation, not playing to players' strengths. Garnacho plays better on the right because he can see the whole pitch in front of him. So he can do the basics better. It's as simple as that. When he plays on the left, you know he can't go down the line and cross it with his left. He's very weak down the left side. So it's inevitable that he's going to cut inside, but there's no magic about him. You're trying to build around these players for what reason? There's so many different things he could have done yesterday, in my opinion, rather than bringing on Maguire with 10 minutes to go. You could have done that in stoppage time, bro. You could have done that in stoppage time. So what's this guy's idea? What's Amarim really trying to create here? What's he trying to create? At one point, I swear Garnacho was out the squad with Rashford. So what's Garnacho really done to cement his place in this squad ever since? What's he done?
He's just been fit.
I think it's availability. I think it's availability more than anything.
Yeah, literally.
I think with Garnacho, you know what it is, bro? I think it's about who's gonna save him from, or who's gonna save him. But we need a savior, innit? So 1 minute it's Bruno and 1 minute it's Garnacho. Who's been getting the goals and assists? Maybe Garnacho, maybe Bruno. That's where it comes down to. Who's gonna get me that final goal assist? But I just look at it and I'm like, that whole mentality. Actually, them doing what they're doing and looking for the goal straight away. Because Garnacho, when he's getting on the edge of the box, he just wants to shoot and spam it. So that whole mentality is like, yo, I want to be the hero today. So I'm going to do whatever it takes here to be the hero today. And I'm going to let people know.
Yeah, but bro, you're not playing knockouts, bro.
Yeah, I know, but this is bro, this is what I'm saying about imagination, bro. And it's just the fact that
the reason why Bruno and Garnacho are the ones who are getting the stats in this team, by the way, is because they are getting the most minutes. It's as simple as that, bro. Like, I'm not saying we're here because of them. Yes, there's much more problems than Garnacho and Bruno Fernandes. But yes, this team is built around them, guys. Do you understand? So if they're getting the most minutes, then of course it's only inevitable that they're going to chip in with goals and assists. It's not like they're carrying games; they're chipping in with goals and assists.
But
don't get it twisted, man.
Well, let's break it down. Who do they score against? They score against the Leicesters, the Southamptons. They score against the Ipswiches. They score against the Barnsleys. Who they're scoring against? When Bruno comes up against anybody quality, really, he don't do jack. That hoop ball don't work.
I've never seen him be the best midfielder on the park. Never seen him be the best midfielder in the park.
And yesterday, the Bruno lovers, the Bruno stand, yesterday, we were counting, me and Saeed, we were counting how many times he gives the ball away. We're counting. And it's not even hard. It's not even like we've kept them in and he has to try to unlock that back, that back 4-on-4, like 8 men behind the ball in their box. It wasn't that. It was basic 5-yard passes.
Yeah.
5-yard passes.
And then we're 13th, 14th in the league. We're crap. You know what it is? We just don't know. Like, listen, we're driving a Fiat Punto. We just don't know that. We think we're in some big car. We don't know.
Nah, Musa, it's not even that. Trust me. You know what? We went from the Fiat Punto to the car. What is it? What's that? Only fools and horses. You know, the 3-wheeler.
The dinger, blood. Hey, that's crazy.
That's what
we're in that though. We don't know.
We're the 3-wheeler, bro.
We don't know.
Bro.
We're inside
the 3-wheeler. Trust me.
Inside the whip, and inside the whip is all kitted out.
Saturday.
There's levers inside there, and it's kitted. We don't know what the outside looks like. The whole league knows you man are not like. Listen, I thought we played well until I realized Forest's game is not to have possession.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody,
bro, they average like 4th lowest possession in the whole league. You know.
Yeah, when
their
I realized
possession
that
is 40%, bro.
This is what I'm saying. So when I realized it was like they were giving us like free balls and that, I said, so this is what's going on. It's not really us doing anything. I said, we're finished.
That's where my problem is, though. If it's a case of Nottingham Forest are pumping us and they're doing what they need to do against us, I'm like, cool. You know what? They're the better team. You know what? In this situation, Nottingham Forest weren't the better team. They weren't.
They just give you the ball, though. They don't care.
But that's what I'm saying to you, and that's why I have to put it on the manager. Say, all the players as well. Accountability for the players. I don't want to let the players
because they don't want the ball. Yeah, you see, because Forest don't. It's not my job. It's the manager's job to know what type of team we're setting up with. But if you know Forest don't want the ball, Ericsson has to start. You need man that's on the ball because Forest don't want the ball.
He played Ogati, which I don't know. Like looking at it, I was like, Ogati, is he needed right here?
Ogati is a guard dog, blood. There was nothing to guard, bro. Like, there's no need to play him. In a team when you're gonna have 70% of the ball, you need your ball progressors and your most technical players on the pitch. And you need to have your centre backs on the halfway line, and we need to suffocate Nottingham Forest and not let them out. That's how you play against teams like that. You do not allow these man to even put 2 passes together. You don't allow it, bro. Like what we did yesterday was ridiculous. And the amount of times I see Ugarte passing Casemiro the ball, when he's 2 yards away from him, bro. And it's like, why are you giving it to me here? And Cassie's just kicking it away. He's like, bruv, I got a man on me. You forced the pass to me when you should have opened your body and Dallow's free on the wing. Like, but this guy don't want to open up.
Carry the ball. Carry the ball. Carry the ball. Carry the ball.
Turns into danger, bro. I've never seen it. Like, midfield is supposed to be wing mirrors, bro. Every time you pass,
he has no authority on the ball.
He doesn't. Instead of like scanning, the ball comes, open your body up. Ugarte collects the ball back where it comes from, and then he just passes it 2 yards. And then the man that receives it is scrambling. Every time you receive the ball from Ugarte, you're under pressure because he just gives it to you. He doesn't care if you want it or not. He doesn't care, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is, bro. We're seeing why Enrique wanted him to train with the kids. He didn't even want him in the first team training, bro.
Yeah, no, man.
He didn't even want him in the training. He said, bro, find another club. You're not training with us. Enrique was
a violation. I told man that was a red flag. I told man from the beginning that's a red flag. If they're saying he can't play ball.
You know what I want to defend Ugarte? It's like, you don't, like, for me, like, butter goes with jam. You know, like, certain things go with certain things in it. You don't bring Ugarte and do...
Butter goes with jam.
Yeah, butter goes with jam, bro. What do you mean butter don't go with jam?
Butter goes with jam, bro. Ugarte don't go with most things.
Bro,
I'll be real.
Bro, give him someone next to that can play the ball, bro. Come on. Casemiro, listen, he can do the basics, but not to the high standards that we need to, But, bro, everyone needs compliment to everyone, man. That's how it works, man.
The problem is with Ugarte. The problem is with Ugarte, what he offers, every other 8 can do and still do a little bit more. So, like, I would prefer to have Casemiro and get Ugarte off. I'll prefer to have Mainu in that position if I have to and get Ugarte off because they will do that, breaking up the play, but they will still be able to carry the ball or at least release the ball into good positions. The fact that all he can do is tackle is a long day. It's a long day for all of us. And we just got to accept it.
Bro, we spent 60 M's, bro.
What I was talking about, people.
That's Peckham. That's not far from me. That's around.
We're a 3-wheeler, mate.
Pete, still. But yeah, we spent 60 M's on this guy. Yeah. We basically replaced Fred with a worse version of Fred.
Fred
Bro.
was better,
Do you get what I'm saying, bro? Fred's better on the ball, but he's as tenacious. He's as tenacious. It's as simple as that. So, bro, we fucked up still. Fucked up, bro.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Listen, we can't exaggerate because we've seen him games where he was decent on the ball. We've seen him in games.
But not 60 million decent, man. Not 60
million. But let me just say,
decent.
That's where we're at, right? For me, I always thought the price was ridiculous for a guy who's not great on the ball. But this game was not the game for him. This game was not the game for him because these mans played 120 minutes and these mans weren't tactically. He changed the tactics. Nuno Brutus 3-4 times in the game. He changed it. He did the.
You know when he went to 3 in the back though.
Yeah,
when he went to 3 in the back, we were finished from that. He done it right towards the end of the first half, and they were just taking a little bit of time to just kind of get used to who's marking who. You see, when they came back out with the similar formation as us, the game was done for us because they realized that we were having a bit too much joy by them giving us possession with that type of formation. As soon as he figured that out, my man didn't have nothing for it. That's when he should have been bringing on Ericsson and them, man, and changing it up a bit. But he didn't. He waited to the last minute.
I've seen this against Fulham where substitutions have not worked and not materialized properly. I've seen some things where managers, I've seen Amrin's put in substitutions and they've worked around the tactics and they've sussed it out quickly. Like, there's been certain games where it's worked in our favor, the subs, and we've seen a bit of something. But a lot of the times, it's easy to figure out what the moves are of what we do. Like, it's easy. I've noticed that, we're easy to read. Like, you know what that player's going to do. You know where he's going to run. It's like, just sit back, get back into your shape. And it's like, cool. The way we attack everything is all of it in conjunction. It's so easy to read. Predictable. Yeah.
We give the ball. You know what? You know what are the things that everybody was saying to me? Oh, Nordin, but we've improved. This. That's like, you know what? 1 or 2 games, I did see the front three bit closer together. In this game, it's like, I'm like, if you're the front three, how can you collect and actually play the ball of each other? How can you get the ball down and actually connect? Because you're supposed to play in close proximities in football now. You know, we don't have a guy we don't have a Paul Pogba that's gonna put it on somebody's toe out wide. You know what I mean? He's gonna do that diag, like, you know what I mean, into somebody's toe.
Nerdin, it's funny that you say that. It's funny that you say that. You say that you're supposed to play in close proximity because that makes sense. However, this manager's whole system relies on athletic players and a lot of space, bro. And this is why his system will never work in the Premier League, because it's the most athletic and most direct league in the world, bro. Teams are not building up here sideways. Teams are playing free passes and cutting you open. That's not happening in Portugal, bro. But that's why he got away with it even against Man City, bro. Man City's build-up is a lot slower, more patient than other teams in this league, bro. If he comes up against a team, look what Forest did.
As well.
Yeah, Forest don't have no patient build-up, bro. It's 2 passes and in the final third.
They're having a shot. They're having a shot.
It's crazy, bro. This patient build-up. This is why we will get away with this bollocks in Europe.
No, but you know what? But you know what, Ran? You can do it if you got the Van Gaal thing, where Van Gaal positionally coached players, like how to keep hold of the ball, how to move through it against. Here, it's too. When I see it, I remember I did a video on my channel where I showed he also vacates the midfield.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He also vacates the space in the midfield. Soon as you get on the other side of the 2 midfield players, that's it. You're running at the back three, unless the back three squeeze up, and then you congest the game, like you were saying before, Rand, where you congest the game, where then you can stop that, you can win the ball back. But at the end of the day, when I look at this, to me, I don't blame him. I blame the people who get him here, the people who bought him here, the people who knew that the other guy needed a specific type of players to play his football, and this guy even needs even more specific type of players, more athleticism, and leaves people one-on-one all over the football pitch. Manchester United players are not physically built to go one-on-one. They're not tactically built to go one-on-one, and they don't have the technical ability to go man for man. And you're exposing things. But I thought he changed, so he went back to middle, that mid-block, low-block kind of thing with Maguire and Casemiro now being the playmaker, kind of finding the passes. But then yesterday, I looked up front and a lot of the people are statues. But yeah, Danny, come in.
Yeah, how you doing? Big up to everyone here, by the way. Smash the likes. Got nearly 500 likes.
Bro, I don't really. You want to doing the work for me. Like, I'll be real. That's why I'm chilling. I'm happy. Everything I'm hearing, I'm just happy, bro. Like, you man are seeing it. Because I was saying this after 6-7 matches. I was saying it after 6-7 games. Predictable. People being set up to fail. They're getting outnumbered easily. You brought up Van Gaal. Van Gaal cared about combinations. Who do the wing backs have to combine with? No. You know what the problem with the front three? The 10s in build-up are predictable. We've already spoken about this. They drop in the exact same zones. At this level, bro, Messi's going to have 4 or 5 games where he struggles in a period of a season. Because you can't be that predictable at this level. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So they never know where they're going to be. That's why they can't connect. Yesterday, I saw Bruno making the midfield 3. This is what I was going to bring up when I first joined the stream here and what you man were talking about. Forest averaged 39%. Rance was being nice by saying 40. It's actually 39%. Lowest in the Premier League. Why are you playing a back 3? Why are you playing a back 3?
Why you playing 2 midfielders that are defensive?
I can't stand like there was a time where 10 years ago, if you played 4-3-3 with a DM and you come up against 39% possession, people would say, why is the DM still on the pitch?
Yep, it's a 4-4-2 thing.
But they're in a low block. You don't need a DM against the low block. You don't need it. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So, yeah, I'm glad people are seeing it. Like, yeah, I don't have much more to say. I don't want to get onto him too tough because I'm where structure is. I'm looking at Ineos. I saw that Sir Jim interview, and that's what made me just go like, what's the point of even getting onto Amarin?
I'll be real. Bro, listen, you know them business, man. They'll say what they need to say, and then you'll see the gold stripe at the bottom of the screen, blood. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, bro, listen. The only thing I got from that interview was that Jim knows, who needs to leave, and he knows where the money needs to go and where the money needs to come in. Everything else was just the stuff that he needs to say. Do you know what I'm saying? He's a good young coach.
None of that means nothing. Specific things that bother me, like Jason sees everything. I'm like, oh, that's your next scapegoat.
Nah, but the thing is, Jason Wilcox is the only brother that I trust out of all of them. I'll be real.
The only one that's actually done a proper football job for a long period of time.
He's got a track record, and all the players that Jason Wilcox does like are the players that I like. All the players that he didn't like, he wanted Rasmus out immediately, bro. Like, he didn't like Rasmus Højlund, and we're seeing why he didn't like Rasmus Højlund. Do you know what I'm saying? When you're looking at the young players, the young players that are getting the new deals and that's Jason Wilcox. Aiden Heaven, Jason Wilcox, brilliant. Do you know what I'm saying?
But you know the problem, there's an issue though. Vavel's a Leipzig guy. I don't want that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want Leipzig's model at Man United. He's going to fit in perfectly. Get athletic plays for Amarin. Them guys probably see eye to eye on certain things. My issue is Ineos are driven by the deal. They're not driven by the talent ID. It's the deal first. Is there a good deal to do? Then it's talent ID. Oh, he's athletic. Well, that's what we want. But they go for the deal first. That's my problem. So, like, we're going to the summer. I know people like the lap. If it's just between Osherman and the lap, I know what my answer is. It's going to be the guy who's proven every day of the week. You keep bringing children here and make this a kindergarten where kids are raising kids. It will not work at Man United Football Club. I'm telling you, man. The pressure's too much here. Even though we're not the club we used to be, the ghosts of the past haunt that dressing room and haunt that training pitch.
It always will.
That's what the ghosts of the past do. So you just can't have children raised at this football club. You look at Garnacho. Garnacho's problem is, whatever you think of him, at Man United, you have to improve every season. You don't get to stagnate or go backwards. You have to improve every season or you're gone. People do revisionism on Alanga. Alanga didn't have no impact on the Ten Hag's first season.
He didn't. Exactly.
We finished third and won 2 trophies. What was his contribution? Liverpool and Southampton early part of the season. That was it. That's why he had to go. Because at Man United, if you're not getting better every season and deciding the outcomes of games as an attacker, you can't be here. You know what I'm saying to you? And we let Ineos, that January window, Rant, you were part of it, bro. You man let Ineos off the hook. Because that January window.
Which January window? The Dorgu one?
Yeah, bro. It had to be like the summer. They couldn't do that. You couldn't just let Rashford and Anthony go. Actually, no, you disagreed on who to blame. I think you blamed, I can't remember who you blamed.
I said the manager should have never let them two go, knowing we weren't going to get someone. And also, I was big on, we needed to sell Garnacho. I was like, we have to sell Garnacho, bro. But bro, we could have sold Garnacho, for 45 million and spent 120. And we decided to let go of Anthony and Rashford, for no money and no obligation. to keep Garnacho, bro. Like that was crazy to me.
That
And
was
then the
crazy.
thing is,
Reds
the manager was still playing Garnacho throughout the whole saga. So it was like, bro, you could have got rid of man and we could have reinforced, and you chose to keep this youth, and he's clearly struggling. So I'm looking at the situation now because the manager came out and said, "Oh no, I like the way he applied himself after he dropped him and said, oh yeah, he's an important player for us." Why the fuck is he important, bro?
Lord, that's
why? Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy to me. Like so, when I see stuff like that, it's like the players that he's putting his trust in is the biggest red flag for me out of everything else. Everything else,
but it's ego. It's ego. Like,
yeah, but it's crazy though.
I prefer the old school thing where managers like, listen, you're a good lad, but this guy's a better player. You're the ones there.
Yeah.
You're a good lad, but this guy's a better player. So even though he's late, even though he's doing A, B, C, D, E, F, G, he's the better player he's playing. Rashford was nowhere near as bad as Garnacho's been at the moment. And I like Garnacho previously signed. Rashford was not this bad before he stopped.
No. I never said Rashford is more talented.
Yeah, and whether you like it or not, Rashford's got more of an X factor. Like even when Rashford's not playing well, he can pick up the ball from 25 yards and slap it in the top corner. Like even when he's not playing well. Do you know what I mean? Garnacho don't have.
Get me wrong, he should have went, but I don't know how you let. And this is where the gym annoyed me because you let 400 grand a week go, and you brought in 60 grand a week. I know what's going on here. I'm not a fool. I know what's going on. Don't talk to me about the budget means we should be mid-table. No, the budget means we should be 8th, by the way, or 7th, not 15th if you want to be.
But you don't sort of the budget in your worst.
But to let two first-team attackers go and bring in a wing back who's been playing right wing for Lecce. Like, this is another red flag. I'm not getting onto Dorgu.
I've been saying that.
I'm not getting onto Dorgu. I'm not getting onto Dorgu.
No, you're not. He's 20 years old.
Yeah, but I just don't care. But I don't care. It's because he's Nigerian. But I'm not going to get onto him for that one. You know what it is? The red flag for me is if he was that good, why is he a utility player? For a club like Lecce, you're holding down your position if you're elite in it, or if you're above levels for it. I asked man on the stream one time, was he as good as Udogie was at Udinese? Was he?
No, he wasn't. Udogie was better in
was
that.
Udinese? I don't know where he was, but was he? Because if he's not even that good, because Udogie needed a loan. Udogie needed a loan. So you got a player.
For season, he stayed there.
People who watch Serie A would say he wasn't as good as Udogie was.
No.
And he needed a loan. So what does that tell
you?
you?
I think they're very different players, though. To be fair to Udogie, I think
I'm talking about where they are level-wise, performance.
No, but level-wise, Dorgu is full international. I think Udogie wasn't. Obviously, he's Italian, so it's more difficult to play. But I think from where they are in terms of their progress, one was a full international, one was a prospect. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them. I think he's a good player.
I mean, how they were performing in the league, right? So I
hear what you're saying. Juventus and one of the Milan clubs wanted him as well.
I can't blame the kid because
you can't.
Indicators said this guy's not ready. You're going to make him number one in a key position in this shit. Like that's I'm
halfway through the season as well.
I'm looking at Ineos, but I can't blame him.
He's someone that you bring in when everything's like set. I said that with Xerxes. I said, yo, you bring in a Xerxes when everything in the team is set. You know what I mean? He's like the icing on the cake. With Dorgu, right? Everyone's expecting him to be the best crosser, best dribbler, best this, best that. And it's like we haven't seen a left wing back for a long time that's been good. So now the pressure on him is like, bro, listen, shout out to Tyrone, but Tyrone was saying that he was dead after 3-4 games. I said, bro, are you all right? I said, 3-4 games. He literally said, you know what? You've had enough.
Who, Dorgu?
Dorgu. He said, I don't know about this guy, you know. I don't think he's all that, bro.
Oh, yeah, Towns on him from early.
And I said, but that's that sort of pressure there. Like, United fans, when they see something and they don't like it, it's like, do we clock out straight away? And that's
when you perform like he did, that's where he's been set up to fail, whether you think he's good enough or not. In the situation, this guy made one.
Amas ain't ready, but the thing is,
I know
Amas is ready. Amas ain't ready.
No, but I'd rotate them. But the thing is, he made a mistake. He started thinking about that mistake, made another mistake. Then he just kept making mistakes. He's drowning.
But what I like about Dorgu, he gets into the positions. He continues to attack. He continues to get into the right positions, even though the end ball might not be right, and he makes the wrong decision.
But he's making the wrong decisions, bro. He had width, and then he came inside and passed the ball to nobody.
But he continues to play. He doesn't. No, but he doesn't play within himself where he's like, okay, I'm not going to go past the halfway line. I'm afraid to go forward. I'm not going. No, brother. Even when Garnacho went fullback and he went defend and he played in the back three, he was still up there. I'm seeing him overlap inside of Garnacho and he's still trying to get the ball off him. Yeah, Garnacho's still going for the shot. So
you know what? I'm not going to lie to Musa. Musa, you know what? You have to stop because you're re-traumatizing me from what I watched last night. I swear to you. When you're talking, I can see exactly what you're talking about. It's like you're describing exactly what we were seeing, and I'm like, why? Like the basics, just the most basics.
Yeah, but
and that's what I like about Nottingham
that
Forest.
has nothing to do with talent, bro.
Yeah, that's
basics.
And he was just thinking about the mistakes he was making, so kept making more mistakes. That's all it was.
Yeah.
And in that situation, when it's ideal, because you don't set young kids up to fail, you take them off and bring another player on.
Yeah,
you don't leave players to drown.
Yeah.
Before we had injuries, he did this. Whether you rate Højlund or not, 15 games in a row playing shit, you have to look at the manager. By game 9 in a row, 10 in a row, 11 in a row, you can keep saying Højlund shit. You have to look at the coach.
Like, take them out. You can't
just leave kids to drown at Man United Football Club as well. Now he's got injuries, he can't really do much. But before, I saw this before there were injuries, that he was just letting people. He did it with Garnacho the first time round.
Yeah.
Could have dropped him 5 games earlier, let him drown.
But if you believe what's happening, in the transfer in the summer,
like that.
If you believe what's happening, more kids are coming and more drowning. So get ready, people. Get ready, people.
Bad sign.
Get ready, people. Get ready.
It's a bad sign, yeah? Højlund didn't average a lot of shots in Serie A. It was like 2 a game. He was about at that level last season under Ten Hag. This season, he's at 0.5 shots per game. Then I looked at it and I thought, you know what? Let me go look at Xerxes. Oh, 2.8 shots a game in Serie A. Okay, that's a good, about 3 shots a game. That's decent. Man United, I started looking, this game, no shots. The game before, blocked shot. Game before that, 1 shot. The game before that, no shots. Then I looked at it, he's averaging less than a shot a game. That's the system.
But bro, Saeed, what did I say? People are so carried away talking about
when it happens to 2 players, whether you rate them or I always say to people, forget whether you rate a player. You have to look at things
who does this
in a
system
different way.
Yeah, but Danny, think about it, bro. Marino's scoring goals for Arsenal, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And he's not even a striker, so I don't want to hear Xerxes not a striker or so-and-so's not a striker. Neither is Marino. And he's scoring because they're getting chances, in it. Like, it's the system.
But they're prioritizing to attack, though.
Bro, but people are so obsessed with who the ball falls to or whatever, bro. When you score a goal, there's stuff called approach play and build up. If that is not put together, then who is at the end, bro? It could be R9, bro. It could be anyone. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but when no one's eating,
when no one's eating, you know it's the system. No one's eating. No one's eating, bro.
That's why I don't want.
That's why when people are telling me,
to be fair, I'm not gonna lie to you. Eric Ten Hag's system, nobody was eating either. Let's be real.
But again,
I didn't like that, Danny. Please explain yourself because you said something outlandish.
1 second.
I didn't agree with that. So please
I don't know what I said. I don't know what I said, but structure.
Okay,
here's the thing. So put it like this: if I'm looking at it, objectively, because the stats are objective, and it's worse under Almiron. That's what I'm focusing on. I didn't say it was good under Ten Hag. I just gave you the level what it was. Yeah. Obviously, Xerxes is his first season. I can only go off Serie A. So if he's averaging 3 shots a game and it's less than 1 shot per game, and even Højlund at a low rate of 2 shots per game is at 0.5 shots per game, and that's worse than what it was under Ten Hag, and it's happening to 2 players. What do you want me to? I'm not saying Ten Hag's thing was good. I'm saying things have gotten worse.
No, I'm just saying to you. I've noticed we've not been scoring this every year. The past 3-4 years,
scoring less.
Less.
You have to look at it though, like because the thing is, football's not that difficult. Like you have to get the ball from one end of the pitch to the other. So when we look at the players, that are responsible for that. You have your centre halves and you have your midfielders. Man United's biggest problem is the midfield. It always has been, regardless of what anyone thinks. Because defensively, we've always been all right. Like, if anything, this is the worst we've been defensively. But like under Ten Hag first season, defensively, we were fucking rock solid, bruv. Teams couldn't. Do you know what I mean? They couldn't mess with us. Our defense has never really been the problem. Progressing the ball, in that middle portion of the field has always been what's killed us, bro. When you've got Bruno in that midfield,
sustaining it.
There's not technical security in there with Bruno. Ugarte, there's no technical security. Kobe Mino can't pass forward to save his life in those areas. That's not his game. Mason Mount, when you look at our midfield, bro, we don't have it. It's supposed to be a spine. And our midfield is the most vulnerable part of the team. So because these guys can't progress the ball forward and keep us up the pitch, what do you expect anyone in front of them to do?
No, we got players that can progress the ball. Bruno can progress it.
No, but not at an elite level, bro. Like kicking the ball over the top into space is not progressing the ball in between the lines, bro. I'm talking about someone that can thread the ball in between the lines and turn teams around, not over the top into the channel to Rashford.
The only person I've seen do that, the only person I've seen do that in the last 2 years is Ericsson.
Just the dog yesterday.
Yeah, but again, switches again. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about receiving the ball on the half turn from the centre back.
I get what you're saying.
Punching the ball in between lines into players. I'm punching it through.
Cash can do that, by the way. Cash can do that.
Doing it consistently. And
Casemiro can do that.
Doing it consistently.
Cash can do that, but that's not his strength. We shouldn't be looking at him.
But here's the thing, though. You're talking about the elite standard. When you're down here.
But not even elite standard. Even, bro, look what Sanderberg's doing at Fulham, bro. I'm not asking
but you have to even get here. When
I'm not asking for Pirlo.
Yeah, but when I look at the midfielders in the league, there aren't bare midfielders I buy from this league, by the way. That's one area where Ineos will have to look outside the league. There's not. I can't think of 10 midfielders I want from this league, or even 5. That's not at Chelsea or City.
The Whartons of the world.
But Crystal Palace have a Wharton that can do it at a Crystal Palace level, and that's still higher than the level that's been done at our club.
Yeah, but if he came here, he wouldn't be doing it. I promise you. That's what I was going to get to. And that's what I was going to get to.
Obviously, Caicedo's the best of it. Him and Rodri are the best of it in this league. That can receive the ball and play between the lines. But the point is, we don't even have that profile. I'm not even talking about...
And Lavia can move the ball.
Yeah, he can. But Lavia's very good
at receiving the ball. Lavia needs to be available.
He takes people out of the game with skill. He's not breaking lines through.
But we don't even have that, though. He can carry the ball. He can get it from deep.
This is the point. All of these profiles we're talking about, we don't have any of them.
He can. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. You guys want individuals that can do things. I want both. I never just want one. And even if we don't have the individuals,
we need many people who can do it.
Structure. I can still see if the manager is setting up the team right to build up anyway. I don't need Lavia. I don't need Lavia to see if the structure's right for build-up play. That's my bigger problem. You don't have them, so I need to see that you can coach and you have good ideas on how to build up play. I'm watching us yesterday. We had a 3-3. I'm looking at we got the back 3. I'm seeing Bruno drop in. Other times I'm seeing Ugarte doing a Ten Hag move where he's pushing up because obviously there's no point in him being there.
Yeah.
And every single time someone drops in, there's a man. It's been happening from game 1.
He lets Bruno drop in because remember, Bruno was playing in the left 10. We're attacking and Bruno was behind Dorgu. And I was like, bro, why is Bruno not there? Because Bruno's dropped into the midfield space when he should be holding the shape. And he doesn't.
Exactly what you're talking about.
But it's coaching. It's coaching because the coach should be shouting at him saying, what the fuck are you doing there?
You know what the problem is with Amrin, he can't have his cake and eat. And it's one of the things I remember you said early on, Rance, when you said that none of the players are thriving in his system. Whether his system is wrong or right, they're not thriving in it. So now you got to make a choice. It's not worth making this choice when it's 2, 3, 4, 5 games left of the season. Make the choice early on. Identify the players you got. And if they're not thriving in your system, you got to be bold enough to say, cool, I'm going to do something. We don't want it as a fan base, but I'm going to do something for these players to get the best out of them until Ineos bring me in my players. Because right now, the system might not be the issue, but the facts are these players are not thriving in it. And if they're not thriving in it, big man, you got to change it up. But he's refused to change it. And then yesterday, he brings on Maguire. See, that Maguire thing was mad. He made him a flipping striker. How do you make Maguire the striker? When the game wasn't even that deep for him to start doing that.
Bro, with 10 minutes to go, bro, you had Maguire sprinting into spaces.
And you know what's funny as well? That's when he went 4-4-2 on the low. But
he did go 4-4-2. He did.
But you don't do it with your actual attackers. You do it with.
But this is what I'm saying. You didn't do it with Xerxes and Hoyland. Like, bro, you took off Xerxes to play Maguire there. This is why I know man's brains are scrambled. These scrambled eggs, bro. We're playing here, bro.
This
is mental.
The manager obviously.
You accused me of something before. What are you talking about, bro? What I do?
That was you've explained it. You said it about the 10.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But my thing is how do we differentiate now how you feel towards like where Amrin ball is meant to go to? Like, is there an evolution to this? Like, is it a case of how you feel right now to the point where, you know what, cool, he brings in an Osimhen, he brings in maybe a player that he likes in midfield, like that he wants. Like, is there an evolution to where he gets to? I thought obviously me and Rance talk about it, like it's the players more so than the manager. But I look at him, I'm like, is this the true form of Amarin? I don't think it is. I think he's playing a character right now. I think it's now he's thinking, yo, the fan base know what's going on. We have to suffer. I've put that out
It's not
there.
the true form of the players, because even guys you don't rate, they were better last season.
Facts.
Like who?
Everyone.
Hoyland scored 10 goals last season.
No, don't do that, man. Hoyland now, listen.
They were better.
They were better.
I'm not saying they were great. I'm not saying they were great. We're just saying they were better.
I'm saying to their own level. Forget whether you rate the player or not.
Okay, give me another one.
The kid was capable of scoring.
I hear what you're trying to say. He scored a little bit more goals, but
Saeed,
better.
Saeed, I'll be real, yeah. The
Hold
only
on, is he a link-up player? What else is he supposed to offer? Is he a link-up man? It's goals. Yeah,
he's
he's
just
not a
goals.
link-up man.
man.
Saeed, the only player, yeah, that is getting any credit from this season is Xerxes because he's playing FIFA Street on his own, blood. That's why. Picking up the ball and not megging people. That's you're picking up the ball and megging people, bro. Like that's why, like, bro, he's just enjoying himself, bro. Like, but really.
Yeah, but Ahmad wasn't performing well in the 10, and because man love him because he's a baller, didn't want to tell the truth about that.
Yeah, Ahmad at wing back was the best Ahmad.
But
I'm saying Ahmad as a footballer anyway.
And this is where
position. I don't like to look at position. Just look at the player.
No, but Saeed, it got techie where I'm like, Ahmad should work here. It's not, I acknowledge that, put him at wing back, but there's something off about your system in the way allegedly how
of course it is.
Yeah.
Why should it feel as the right 10?
It don't make sense to me that Ahmad don't work in it, even though it didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
It don't make, and two, it looks better when you play wingers out in the 10.
Yeah,
that don't make no. That's not what it was supposed to be. That don't really, you know what I'm saying to you. So there's bro, that there's other. Put that this side, yeah. We finished 8th last season. We're 15th or 13th now. So you know they were better. It's the same squad plus 6 new players.
But Danny, you know what it is there. You said you're not sure why Ahmad didn't work, but you also said remember Van Gaal and combinations. The reason why Ahmad didn't work is who was the right 10 and who was the right wing back. Dallo and someone else. That's why it didn't work.
No,
do you know what I'm saying?
Every time Anthony
because when Anthony was there, Ahmad and Anthony were eating, bro.
Yeah,
because there was the combinations. So you look at the triangles on the pitch, and you get the right. You get Ahmad. You get an attacking right wing back here. Because if you had Ahmad and Dorgu here, and then you had a proper midfielder here, then you've got that connection, that network, bro. When you've got Dallo on the right hand side of Ahmad here, forget about it, bro. Like, what are we doing? And then Ugarte, Dallo, and Ahmad.
Dallo was on the left. It was Mazraoui. And this
either way.
Mazraoui was moving inside. And
he was inverting. He wasn't going down the outside.
I'm like, who plays a wing back system inverts the wing back? Red flag. I'm sorry.
But you know what he done? He inverted the wing backs, yeah. So he could play the 10s out wide.
Yeah,
but it's like,
wide.
bro, but Ahmad's naturally a 10 anyway. So why are you doing that?
But then why don't you play 4-3-3? I said this before. Just play 4-3-3.
But that's what
tested. No, invert my fullback and I got white.
Because bro, he's in love with the idea of football, not the reality. You know them ones like it's the idea of football, bro. It's not the reality. The reality of football is that shit ain't working. Do you know what I'm saying?
4-3-3 would have suited this team much better.
But my thing is,
listen. I worked in Portugal, in Portuguese football, but it don't work here. It don't work in this league here. It don't work here. In certain things for me, when I see Mazraoui ended up as that number 10 position, I'm like, no, I'm not supposed to be there. Mazraoui's supposed to be out wide. Yeah. Why are you getting the least technical not to be in the central areas? And you know what I mean? The technically superior player giving them out wide. Listen, honestly, for me, the Anthony thing is really weird because Anthony actually looked good and changed games when he came on. He actually added something and helped possession up the pitch and was a bit more robust. And then he gets rid of him. I just honestly.
And now he's doing the same thing at Betis, bro, on the same wing. And we're pretending like we haven't seen it before. Like we were seeing it earlier in the season.
You know what? We saw it this season. Forget last season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We saw it this season.
Yeah, we saw it this season. A lot of people want to think about Anthony last season. But if we just talk about what he did this season for the team when he came on, we saw it. And that's the problem, because the people that don't like Anthony, they want to take you back to Eric Ten Hag and the bad season he had last year after he got nicked in Brazil and he thought his life was on the line, started making videos. Listen, see when he started making videos online, yeah, his life was on the line, Mandem.
Musa, do you know what? I'm glad you man brought up Anthony, because the reality is he thrives on combinations. That's what he thrives on.
Yeah, he does.
He always had support and a triangle around him. So I'm saying to you. So when the manager's seeing him and Ahmad, and then he's seeing it without Anthony, and he don't care, there's no combinations, red flag. That tells me what you're prioritizing and what you think about, what your list of priorities are as a coach. Do you know what I'm saying to you? It's a red flag for
my thing is, just to play devil's advocate, right?
You're not on this, I don't know, man.
The Rat situation was a big thing, obviously. That he didn't intend to sell him in it. Like, he obviously wanted to play him and obviously use him, but that was a situation where they had a bust up, right? The Anthony one was on top, where that one I didn't agree with, because I was like, yo, bro, if you're not playing him, cool, it's cool. But you still need to use him when you need to, because you're not bringing a player in. That two combination there, I think at that point he was like, you know what? It's going to be a long season, but I think I'll be all right with what I've got. He didn't realize Garnacho is going to say to him, yo, bro, I don't want to do what you want to do. And then he had to tell him to, kick back and fall in line. Then, obviously, he had Hoyland, he had Xerxes, and I don't know, there wasn't anyone else. Obviously, got Ahmad as well there. But the problem was, though, you got to remember, like, there's going to be injuries, there's going to be mitigating circumstances, there's going to be so many things where you have a loss of form. You need bodies, bro. You do. Look at people. Look at Pep's bench, bro. Like, them man need bodies if they need to sometimes. You know, you need bodies in there. It might not be the quality of
and how you think you're not going to get injuries? How you think you're not going to get injuries?
That's
in one of the most physically robust leagues. The biggest thing for me, by the way, there's a little interview that I think came out today with Anthony, and he literally says Sevilla is like a family club. So I'm enjoying the weather in Sevilla. The food is like Brazil, and I've got more of a family vibe here. And actually, that's why I'm playing better.
Yeah. I listen, at that point there, Jason, I don't believe the manager should change the system. I really don't. I think the system right now.
But when but you need to have the players society.
It's the man on Nuruddin. I think it's the approach of the system. I think sometimes it can be a case of you don't need that.
If Pep can change his system.
No, but it's about understanding that you don't have to play that player there, and it will change it. Unlocking two players and say, you know what, get them out.
That's cool though, side. Look at this though. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this side here. Some of the greatest managers we've seen in world football change their system. Where did this idea come from that you can't change your system?
Man United fans.
No.
Where did this idea come from?
No one to play that way.
Musa, there's a difference.
That's a difference.
Listen, Musa, there's a difference. To me, coaches who got a philosophy that worked for them, they have to stick with their philosophy.
Yeah.
But you have to be adaptable. You have to be adaptable within the philosophy.
But that can change in your formation, though. That changes your
formation, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's not formation. We're talking about a guy that's refusing to change his formation and his setup in terms of playing the 3 at the back or the 4 at the back, and then giving them similar instructions.
Players, man. You don't know these players.
But structure. Let's say, for example, your football was about attacking down the flanks, wing play. Yeah. You can do that in multiple formations, not one formation.
Of course it is.
That's the problem. I think.
Would we be complaining though? Yeah, if the manager kept the system but played in a more positive and a more actual.
Brother, if your thing is possession based,
would we say the different and we were scoring goals? We wouldn't be here complaining.
You're saying somebody told me before this manager even put out a team, played a game. Someone told me. A big problem with his football, it stays at the back. It stays with the defense.
It does. A lot of it does. Yeah, I agree.
So in Portugal, but because you've got a player advantage, and you've got people like Diomande who in that league's an elite talent, who wouldn't be if he came to the Prem. Bro, you can get away with that. So this is the way he plays football. He can't change fundamentally who he is and how he sees the game. He's not going to change. He's not going to change. It's not about changing. Even if you, don't get me wrong, it's an all of the above thing. Could he change the formation? Yes, but even if you put that to the side, is he using the 3-4-3 in the best way you've seen a 3-4-3 used? The answer is no. 3-4-2. Whatever you want to call it, 3-4-2.
Evolution for this.
But can we say this? The system demands a lot of the players. You have to have athletically fit players who can do the system. We don't have that. We don't have that. And the guy who told him he can't do that was Dan Ashworth, and they sacked him. But then Jim the Rat's telling you, it was chemistry.
Yeah, this is why I put awesome in the title. I put certain players in the title. Like, I need to know what sort of players a manager likes. I really need to. This summer
It don't matter.
I do think it matters because
you hear what he said.
The problem is with this manager, like.
You hear what he said last night?
Cool. Amorim likes the player.
They asked
Let's
him
say
last
Amorim
night.
likes the player. The selling club says 70 mil. Ineos, like, cool.
No, they're not loving it.
Where's the 40 million guy? Yeah, so it don't matter who he likes, bro.
Yeah, it don't matter who's like because the way that we wanna listen, the way that where we wanna the transfer window's gonna go in. The man's crying like, oh, the club could have gone back, the club could have gone bankrupt, whatever.
Bullshit.
But last night, you know what he said last night? When he got pressed in the question, actually, because I watched the presser last night and I watched it a couple of times, I listened to it a couple of times as well, that he actually got asked about like what was wrong in the attack, why is that the players can't do it. And he basically said, he literally kept saying the word, we haven't got the quality. We don't have the quality. We don't have the quality. Keeps repeating, like, we don't have the quality. Like,
yeah, but the thing is, there's teams with less quality than us that don't struggle to score goals, bro. Like, bro, listen, Stoke never had the quality. You know them ones there, but
they knew they had a plan to go to goal.
Yeah, but this is the point. They knew how to get the ball in the back of the net. The quality argument doesn't stand up, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
What was our attack last season? It was a subpar Rashford. Sancho was sidelined from November, right?
Yeah.
Anthony caught a case in December.
Yeah.
What was our attack last season?
Yeah, he played
Ireland, Rashford,
and that a couple of times.
Garnacho. Mostly a subpar Rashford, Rasmus Højlund, Bruno in the 10 or wherever he was playing.
And we were dead. We were dead.
But this is worse.
Yeah, I know. And that's where I'm like,
you can't be worse than dead. So Saeed, you said that was dead. How is this worse than what happened, bro? Worse than dead? How did that happen?
The thing is, right. My thing is with why I think for me it's like, I don't know right now. In a minute, I can't give you any positives. I'll be honest with you. A lot of what I'm thinking is based on hope. I'll be honest with that. I'm not gonna lie to you. My hope is my what I'm trying to tell you is based on hope. That I believe with better quality, you will see a better, I think, evolution of this style and what he's trying to do. That's where my kind of thinking comes from.
But they're not going to sign top players.
From what we've seen, I'll be honest with you, I've not seen much. But
I was having this conversation
right now.
Yesterday.
It's not his players.
We're not signing elite players. I used to have a thing called top class. That's the guys below world class. We're not getting those guys, right? Yeah. And when it comes to the premium talent model, we're not going to get the best of that either because they're cheapskates.
No.
Right?
We're getting dummy FC, mate.
So where do you think you're going to end up? Where do you think you're going to
I've already said, Mandem, we're finishing 6th, 7th. We're not finishing them places that you know.
Even if we do get premium,
where are you finishing 6th, 7th? Where are you getting 6th, 7th?
That's me being on a really, really positive.
Even if we get premium talent, what one player has he improved since he's been here, though?
Exactly.
So even buying talent doesn't work. No one. Everyone's worse.
Rance, I'll ask you the question. In the last 12 years, you tell me what players have improved.
Man United.
Manchester United.
I can name a handful, not many.
Not many, no.
And the ones
but again, but here's the thing, Nuruddin. But here's the thing, though, Nuruddin. To combat that, though, do you know what I'm saying? When you look at Manchester United, if you look at someone like Jose was brought in to win now. He wasn't a nurturer. Fair enough. Do you know what I mean? Van Gaal was a nurturer and he gave loads of man careers. There's a lot of men that had careers in the Football League, because Van Gaal gave them a debut, because he debuted like 25 men who got money in football that probably wouldn't have got money in football if they hadn't played for Man United's first team, thanks to him. Yeah. So he's fed a lot of families. When you go past that, you're scratching the surface. But the thing is, this club has not, apart from Van Gaal, they haven't hired good coaches. Van Gaal is a coach, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So this manager was meant to be a coach. Well, I was led to believe, because they told me about what he done with Sporting's Academy and all these things and how he's going to use young players. Brother, he reluctantly gives Cheeto minutes, reluctantly. Do you know what I mean? Aiden Heaven only played because reluctantly man got injured, and it does help that he's 6'3" anyway, and he can handle himself. It's not really an ability thing. He's got the stature for it. But other than that, I don't see him like rushing to give these young players a chance. I don't see it, bro. Like everyone's talking about the young kid that just got the extension. Do you know what I'm saying? He should be playing right wing back instead of Dallo, the little black youth.
Yeah.
Structure.
You know what they
players
said?
that
You know,
improved were actually under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah, Ollie, the three: Greenwood,
Rashford, Martial.
Yeah.
Greenwood didn't improve. He was a one-trick pony, but people forget that he didn't improve.
So no one believed this manager was before he came to Scotland.
And then McTominay and Fred, bro. That's about it.
So it's not okay.
They didn't improve.
I think that Fred improved because he was getting a run of games. He got confidence. Like, Fred was always
the manager still.
Brother, I wanted Xavi. I told you I wanted Xavi side.
That's more than what
I wanted Xavi.
I remember you wanted Xavi.
I want to know, right? Because I just want to. For me, like everyone had their top three before they knew Amrin was coming, right? But before
none of us had Amrin in it.
No.
Sorry?
None of us had Amrin in it.
I
thought it was done with Liverpool. I thought it was a done deal with Liverpool.
Okay, let's establish that. So I want to get it here. But when the thought of the idea of Amrin was coming through, did everyone here, were you on board with that? Yes or no?
No, I don't think Danny was.
I wasn't 10 Hag.
I was because I wanted 10 Hag out, mate. 10 Hag.
So I want to establish. I don't want people saying, yo, I didn't want him. Everyone has that idea. Right. Is it a case of then he's coming to the Premier League and he's flopped, and therefore your judgment is based on that? Is that
no? Once he was hired, I tried to be positive and be like, okay, let's go, pump the gas, all of that. But beforehand, I wanted a proven coach. Also,
he's a young coach, though.
And remember, Saeed, I didn't want him to force the system on the players. I said, get what you need to get, use who you need to use, and get to the summer. So not only did I not want that,
that's what they bought it for, though.
So, but I didn't want.
He said that. To be fair, Danny said that.
Danny said that. I'm saying the whole prospect.
And bro, his approach. So it's worse for me. Why do you think I was Amrin out after 6-7 matches? It was twofold. I didn't want a nobody. I didn't like his approach.
Okay, I'll forget you. But then I'm saying,
cool.
If we believe that the manager is a good coach, then why is there less patience for it to the evolution to kind of carry on?
But Saeed, from what I've seen, I don't believe he's a good coach.
Because he's seen it now. Exactly.
Yeah. From what I've seen, I don't believe he's a good coach because I believe fundamentally, good coaches have certain traits, and I don't see any of them in him. I don't see a single one.
Right. Let me come into it, Saeed. Listen, let me come into it.
Yeah.
It wasn't in my top three. I told you my top three. I wanted De Zerbi. I kept screaming for De Zerbi. I tell everybody.
Yeah, everyone wanted De Zerbi.
It was De Zerbi.
Most people, anyway.
And then I wanted Areola. I told everybody about Areola. I was like, get me Areola because he understands the league. He took him 3 months to understand the league, right? Now, the way they play, because they don't have a big squad, he's burnt the players out. Bournemouth are burnt out. They're burnt out.
They run a lot, bro.
They're crashed at this moment in time. And then the only other guy that I thought, you know what, is Hansi Flick. I thought, you know what, he's actually a good coach.
Oh, that's my number one.
Yeah, I think Aaron wanted Hansi Flick as well. I think.
Yeah. They were the three. I was not thinking about it. When he came, obviously, we were sick of the basketballification of Ten Hag. So it could have been anybody. It could have been a bin man that was in charge.
It could have been Thomas Frank, bro. I'd have been celebrating.
Don't give a damn. It could have been Bob the Builder that was in charge. But we have to put it into context. For me, I don't blame him. I blame the people that got him here that then didn't back him in January. And now, I promise you now, if Ineos don't get at least 4 or 5 experienced players, listen to me, experienced players, Saeed couldn't even find loads, right? Experienced players for him to balance out the team, or if you're getting him nappy FC, if you're bringing babies with dummies, then he's going to crash out. 10 games next season, see you later. Matt, you heard it here first. No, but I don't want that. I don't want that. But I'm just saying to you what I see. And as Saeed, when I see things, they come to fruition. No, but I'm telling you now, they come to fruition. I predict things, they come about.
No, I'm just trying to balance the argument, right? You guys hear me? If we know he's a good coach, I'm gonna let you in right now. If we know he's a good coach, and we know that proven, obviously, at Sporting, again, it doesn't materialize here. Why can't we just be a little bit more patient for him to see, right, once he gets his players in, that's when we can say, right, we can fully...
I'm patient. No one ain't calling for his head. We're just saying we don't believe in certain things.
100%. But that's it. That's why I'm not doing the Amarim out stuff.
Because I look at it now.
I'm not doing that. I'm just letting man know.
Amarim. Yeah.
I'm letting man know. Same like Musa. If someone punch man in the face, I'm not backing it.
That's it. That's it.
I'm not backing it.
That's it.
I'm not
That's
saying
not backing
he deserves to
it.
get beat up, but if it kicks
Because
off,
you know what it is?
I'm busy. I'm busy.
But you know what it is?
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what
I'm
busy. I'm
saying.
busy. I'm busy.
my thing is that like I'm not emotionally attached to managers anymore. I feel like for me it's one of them where they're gonna come and go, right? But I just think for me, sacking him, yeah, and then bringing a new manager that we don't know if he's gonna work out or not, and as soon as we see a few like bad things in what he's trying to do, I feel like we're in the same kind of situation again. And it's like nobody knows what the perfect Man United manager is. The club don't know it. The fans don't know it. Like we're literally like, what are we supposed to say? We're not qualified for that. We're understanding of what we want is like it's crazy. We don't know.
Yeah, but Saeed,
I think for where we are, someone like Iraola is perfect because we're not a top team no more. We're not. Do you know what I'm saying? We're not a top footballing team in terms of also how much money we're going to be able to spend to bring in top players. We're not there. So budget wise, there's no point getting a manager that needs elite players to play his football. We need a manager that can get results and beat the bigger teams with the in-between ballers, because that's what we're going to be signing now. We're going to be signing the in-between man. We're looking at players, looking at players like Kluivert now. That's our market. You know them ones, whether you like it or not. Kluivert and Semenyo and them, man. That's our market now. Like, let's be real. That's our market. Our market ain't like the top talents of the world.
We're not
in the markets for the Elises and them, man. We're in the markets for
Semenyo's better than half the wingers we got now.
Semenyo, bro, walks into the team, bro.
Listen, we can't get into China White anymore, bro. We can't get into
bro.
We can't get China White.
We got an Asmo, bro. We got
we have to get into 42s, Nuruddin. We have to get into 42s. We have to get into 42s, man.
People now, bro. We got an Asmo. We can't even have certain agents' numbers anymore, bro.
Somebody said something.
Yeah, go on.
Like when he spoke about Semenyo being better than whatever. This would be my advice to people to make sure you know where we're going to go back to even a decent level to what we were. So I don't think we will even be what we were under Woodward or Arnold or Murta. If the player was signing is not better than what Rashford was in 19, 20, 2021, when you didn't like Rashford, you shouldn't be supporting the signing. Very, very simple. If you don't think that the forward is better than Martial, 19, 20, we shouldn't be signing that player. Greenwood right wing, shouldn't be signing that player. Freddie McTominay were reliable. You didn't like them as footballers, depending on who you speak to.
Go on, then.
But if you don't think they're going to be performing like that, forget it.
So I know what you're saying, but one thing I would say though, Danny, yeah, the quality of this league has plummeted since then, yeah.
Exactly.
And
I'm not trying to plummet with it.
No, I hear that, but what I'm saying, what was a top signing then, and now are completely different. Because when I look at someone like a Semenyo, it reminds me a lot of the Valencia signing where man got in Valencia from Wigan, yeah. A man was saying, "Oh, like why are we signing him from Wigan, yeah?" And you know what, bro? He was one of our best servants at this club because he gave us a consistent minimum 7 out of 10 every week. Minimum. He was wearing the armband at one time. But I'm saying the profile of player in terms of you know what you're gonna fucking get. When's the last time we've had a player at the club that we know every single week we're getting a performance here where it's gonna be consistently 7, 8 out of 10 every week?
But a lot of these guys aren't like that because you don't watch them every week.
I know what you're saying. Unfortunately, I've been watching a lot of Bournemouth because they've actually been good. You know,
one of my teams. I know them from last season.
Bro, they've played some of the best football this season, bro.
Facts.
Like, bro, their games with Brighton, their games with the Brightons.
They started the City collapse. They literally started the City collapse.
I think their game with Brighton.
They were playing.
Was it Brighton? They smacked 4-0 this season or something? Was it 4-5 or something?
But they were playing good football last season.
Yeah.
But trust me, you bring Kluivert to United. And now you're asking him to maintain that or get better.
Yeah, he's not going to maintain that level.
You're going to be disappointed in him.
It's also the system as well. Can we have a conversation, people? There's certain systems that literally make players better than they look. Once you get those players out of those systems, they're lost.
Yeah, but Nuruddin, but that's what makes you a good coach, to be able to put a player in the system and make them look better than they are. That's why Arsene Wenger was Arsene Wenger, bro, because more times a man left Arsenal, they didn't look like the same player, whether they won trophies or not. They didn't look like the same player.
I'll never forget Nasri, man. Nasri died, mate.
Bro, he was still good. He was still good.
He was still good, but he wasn't the same player.
He wasn't the same Arsenal. He wasn't
the worst one was Pep, and Clichy was way worse.
Yeah.
Clichy.
Robert Sanchez.
Bro, Alexander Hleb, fucking
Hleb in particular.
Hleb, Song, Sanya.
Brother, even Henri didn't look like Henri at Barca. I don't care what no one says. You know them ones there, because I'm used to Henri, free roll Premier League, picking up the ball, doing the madness, and then I'm seeing Henri holding chalk, blood. I was like, what is this? With the dead Reeboks.
Yeah, but this is why. Yeah, but this is why. Yeah, but this is why.
You see, bro, dead.
You see, out of what everyone's saying, yeah, this is why I think we've kind of got a recipe for disaster by the time we hit December times. And the reason why I say that is because you got to find 11 perfect players to fit Amarin's system. You got to remember, he's a young coach. He's only been in the game, so many years. So where he was, Braga, Sporting, he succeeded there with obviously his system. Hence why he came here and said, yo, I'm going to be stubborn. It's going to work based off what I've done. But you've only got so much experience. So now when it comes down to coaching, being much more pragmatic, dealing with so many different trials and tribulations, and you can see he can't hack it, bro. He can't hack it, and he throws a lot of people under the bus. He doesn't like to take a lot of pressure. Sometimes he says a lot of things by PR. Oh, it's my team, blame me, I'm worse than the other manager. I think that's PR. Do you get it? No one will walk into a job and say, yeah, I'm worse than the other boss. Basically, you might as well say,
no. That's not PR. That's not PR. I'm sorry, I disagree with that.
Do you know why I think that's PR?
You're only as good as your weakest link.
Come on, man. Zeno, that's
exactly.
Honestly,
listen, you're only as good as your weakest link, Saeed.
Bro,
you see when
most candidates, you see if you're managing a project, yeah, cool. I understand you taking the pressure off anyone who's below you and putting it on yourself. But you see, making those big statements, you was better off going to Ineos and saying, sack me then. You might as well sack me. I was worse than what I was before. Sack me. What am I doing here? So what's he trying to tell the fans? What exactly is he trying to tell the fans? Exactly why I'm saying it's a PR thing, bro. I'm telling you, he knows what he's doing by saying
that. It's work Saeed straight away.
No. Because you know what it is? I see through that, bro. I'm holding this manager accountable, guys. I'm not letting it slide. People think that
Saeed, the Mandem, we missed the flag though, Saeed. We missed. No, but there's bare red flags that we saw. You're only as good as your weakest link. When he came through with that backroom staff, Mandem should have been asking questions. He came through with a goalkeeper flipping a trainer in that mad tracksuit walking through Manchester, and the Mandem were gassing. That backroom staff got no.
We all did.
And this is where Saeed and Rants in particular, no coaching, no tactics. You remember onto McKenna. The way you guys are not onto this coaching stuff.
What are you talking about, man?
It surprises me. He can coach better.
My God, are you actually taking a piss? Are you watching Ipswich right now?
No, but Saeed, look at it like this. Let's rewind. Your argument was these guys are inexperienced at the top level. That was your argument. So it should be the same argument. Musa's right. It should be the same argument.
I can say that. He's inexperienced. Yeah, the manager's inexperienced at this level.
No, forget Amarin. His staff. The staff, bro.
No, the staff, for me, I can't lie to you. I don't really
like the same energy you had with McKenna.
The reason why, hold on. The thing is with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, that I felt like for me, he wasn't a great manager. So therefore, you had guys that were maybe novices that you looked at, felt right. Who can you get to experience on? Who can get you through the situation? Mike Phelan,
Amarin's the same. Amarin's too young to have inexperience. Listen, Amarin's too young.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My thing is right.
Amarin is too young to have inexperienced backroom staff.
My bad.
Think about
what my man said, and then think about what Musa just said as well. Yeah, he's struggling, and he's looking at guys who are mine, me, and Rance's age to get him through. It's peak for him, bro. Yeah. It's peak for him,
bro. That's what I mean. And younger than us, most of them, bro. Brother turned 30 this year, blood. One brother.
Yeah.
Oh, facts. But he was, bro. He, again with the quotes. He came in with the big statements like, "Yo, look, listen, we haven't had training. We've been bombarded with football games, 2-3 games a week, etc., etc." What happened yesterday, G? What happened yesterday? You had 2.5 weeks off. Nottingham played the other day and went to extra time, broski. And why on earth did we drop to their level? Why did we drop to their level? And I'm talking in terms of, they were 11 men behind the ball and we did not penetrate that goal at all, blood. Our chances came in the last 2 minutes of stoppage time, 90 plus 6 minutes of stoppage time, bro. Because you're throwing on a striker up top. You're going to slump the ball up top. That's the first time you've even broke your formation and now you're creating chances. Come on, man, get out of there, bro. The guy might be a fraud. He might be a fraud.
Let me hear from Rhino. One second, let me hear from Rhino. Rhino,
that's exactly what I was gonna say. Rhino's just there chilling.
Rhino's chilling, man, chilling. What you say, Rhino? These man are two.
And the buzz bar is why for that.
Hey, listen, you guys. Man.
The mic's slow though.
Wait, let me turn it up. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah.
Feedback.
And you lot smash a like on the video, people.
Better now.
Yeah, well better. Go on.
Yeah. Do you know what it is, guys? Yeah. To be honest, I hear where everyone's coming from, but I feel like there's a lot of emotion here, man. The man that are talking about Rashford. Rashford will be better, bro. Like, we need to remember that two things can be right, innit? I remember those times when I was saying the same thing about Anthony. He hasn't got the right things around him, and people laughed at me because they were so angry at Anthony. Now Anthony's doing well and they're happy with him. They're changing. So I feel like we're just emotional fans, and it's natural for us to be emotional and try and kind of judge everything per game. But like Rance, I remember there was a time when you were praising the fact that Amrim had the 10s going wide and the things inverting.
I didn't praise it. I just broke it down and I said this is why he's doing it, bro. I never praised it because
but you didn't criticize it. You didn't criticize it.
Inverting wing backs, you know what I mean? Is foolishness, bro. Like, listen,
but you didn't criticize it then, though.
I'm not going to, bro. Listen, I'm not going to criticize it because I'm telling you the reason why he's doing it. He inverts the wing backs to create that box to keep the wide players out because he needs a box in the middle at all times. I know why he does it. I wasn't praising it because it's foolishness. Because why are you going to have two players that are better out wide in the middle and two players better in the middle?
So why didn't you say it then, though? Why didn't you say, okay, I get what he's doing, but it's stupid?
Because there's no point. But there's no point criticizing it when he's just come in here because man want to see one, how long he's going to do it for,
basically.
And two, see if it works, bro. Like, do you know what I mean?
You said it's stupid regardless, so it can't work.
It is foolishness, but foolishness can work, bro. I've seen foolishness work at this club for a long time. Look how many fucking trophies we won in the last 10 years and we've been shit.
There we go then. So when we're complaining, when we see stuff like him trying to think out the box and trying to put, like, throw the kitchen sink at it, we can't really get mad. When we see players like, what's his name? My head's gone blank. What's his name?
Who we talking about? Striker?
Manu. When we see players like Manu going up front, we can't complain because we have to see.
No, you know what? I'm not going to lie to it. No, right now, he was trying to send the message. He was trying to send the message.
Yeah, I get that. And obviously, he has to change when it's not working. So that's true. All of that could be right.
Here's the thing, right? Yeah, real quick. The week before he did that, I said I was seeing Ten Hag behavior. Then he does that. Yeah. What do you think I'm going to come and say next, bro?
But 1 week we say he needs to be pragmatic and needs to change up a bit. Next minute we say he needs to stick to his principles. And
but Rhino, you're missing the context.
Help me, guys.
Rhino, you're missing the context of man of the match, Kobe Mino, number 10 performance the game before.
Yeah,
and then he plays him in the 9 the game after.
But I feel like if it
works, and an assist, bro.
But do you know what it is, guys? Yeah. Obviously, the first 10 minutes it worked. The first 15 minutes when he did that, it was actually working.
No, but it didn't really work, bro.
No rants because he was hitting the post. He was moving mad. Bear was creating loads of chances.
There was a few little combinations in the early part of the game.
Cooking for like 15 minutes. And I feel like if it worked, it worked. But sometimes we look back at it and say, oh, it's stupid. But sometimes it's not really a bad idea.
No, but
realistically,
Rhino, it was stupid because he's got
a man of
the match performance in the number 10 when you've played him in the pivot for 3 months before that. So you've played him in the 10, you've seen what works, and you've said, oh, fuck it. I'm just going to move him. When I can play other people there. The same way yesterday,
is important. That is
important.
He's
been our best player, over the last 6 weeks, playing in the 10. And then yesterday you decide to play him up front and tell him he's not allowed to drop deep to link.
I agree with that.
What are you doing, bro?
I agree with
that.
Like,
what are you doing? You literally played the guy that was picking up the ball in between the lines and giving us a different look in that left 10. That left 10, the way he's played in the last 6 weeks, that left 10 should be his until the end of the season, and then we see what happens in the summer, bro. Because he's done enough.
I actually agree with that. Actually, even with Garnacho on the right as well, I agree that
he's done enough.
Stick to some sort of consistency.
Ten Hag used to do a lot of stupid shit, but it would work for 4 to 5 matches.
Yeah.
So this is where I have certain things. I just have principles where I'm like, if a manager does something I don't like and it works, I keep my mouth shut. But if it don't work, I'm going to get onto you.
But do you know what I'm saying? I feel like the players used to get us out of mad situations back then. They used to save us, bro.
This guy went away to Barcelona, and played Weghorst and Fred as 10s. Do you think I wanted to see that? No, but it worked.
It worked. Weghorst in the 10 actually.
This guy's a madman, that shit.
Yeah.
This guy.
But a dead clock is right twice a day, though. So it doesn't actually mean it worked.
But Ten Hag was right. But Ten Hag was right.
What I mean?
But that season, he was right more than twice a day. He had some howlers, but he had some really, really good.
Because the players were saving him. The man were complaining about there's no system and that the players were saving him.
No, but I wasn't saying those things, bro. I wasn't saying. I'll give you another example. Ten Hag, first time
but
against City,
Rano,
tactical disaster. The second time against City, I can map out how he fixed things tactically. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So when I'm looking at this Almiron guy, bro, if you can have a quirky idea as a coach, that Rand said it's fine. But when it don't work, you're gonna get criticized.
You know, bro. Do you believe, like, obviously we play City on the weekend? Yeah. Do you believe that game would suit like Almiron more, or because you look, they'll give us more space in it, and then it's almost a case of right, Bruno get the ball and then spam the ball into space where Garnacho can get in and maybe stretch the defense here. But as that low block emerges and we see a team that play that low block or play, I don't know, even a mid block to be honest.
When have you seen us do that this season under Almiron?
What?
Against a team where they got space. Against a Leicester team.
Span the ball to someone who's quick in behind. When have you seen that under Almiron? When did we do
Most of the games against Leicester.
There's no
What's the game that Rashford switched the ball to? What's the game that Rashford did that mad switch?
That's the cup final for Ten Hag, bro.
What game was that again?
Cup final.
That's City.
Yeah, I'm probably saying Leicester.
Bro, our counter attack don't work no more. That's why I'm saying this. It don't.
No, I'm saying against City, there'll be more spaces, right?
No, but in general, our counter attack don't work.
No, because do you know
we don't have players to play that no more, though. We don't have the players to play that, bro.
The players are just dead. I think it works, but the players are just dead. Garnacho misses stupid sitters and that. Yeah, I mean, we've been missing some stupid sitters. So I think there's so many problems at this club, innit? That's what it kind of all boils down to at the end of the day. Players leave, they get better. Players come in, they don't improve. 1 minute they are improving, they're not. When Ten Hag started this season, he started off so bad. I think you lot forget the first 8 games when we're thinking, right, Ten Hag's back, third season in, and we were playing poor. The strike force was poor, everything was poor. So there's a lot of mess. I don't know what it is, the mentality. I don't know what the problem is, but I just feel like we need to. It's such a difficult situation because you want to be patient, but at the same time, you don't want to feel like you're being deluded and feel like you can notice things.
It's hard. Bro. There's a very simple answer. We've got a worse manager, bro. That's all.
Nah, but I think we always feel like the manager's so bad all the time.
At least he's the only person that we can. To me, I don't blame Almiron. He didn't bring himself here. He didn't buy himself out of 12 million. People who bought him here, then they didn't back him in January, and they allowed him to get rid of players that he could have needed on the bench. Last time I looked at the bench, I'm like, this is so bad. But why has he got Mason Mount that's been out for 5 months?
Structure.
He's got Mason Mount to come in who's been out for 5 months.
He co-signed it with chest.
Yeah, and he came out and said it, but that's what it is because he feels like him and Barada and Wilcox are this team, and he's got to back everything that they do together. We know why Rashford's gone because of the wages.
And that shows
we know why Anthony's gone because of the wages.
Dummy is. That shows me how dummy he is as a coach.
But he's a young coach. He's a young guy, man.
Listen, you're trusting those men to save you. You're a fool. You're trusting those men at the top to save you. You're a fool.
The emotional part of it.
They're always gonna throw you under the bus before to save themselves. That's always gonna be the thing. So you can never be comfortable with these kind of men. They're ruthless business people, innit? But I think Almiron didn't expect to be failing the way he's failing, and they didn't expect him to be failing. So that's one thing we can all agree on is like if they thought Almiron was gonna be this bad, they would have saved themselves some money and kept Rude blood. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
That's what they would have done.
Maybe I agree with Nordin, in terms of maybe.
To be fair, Musa suggested that. Hold on. Musa was like, you know what? Let's just see out to the end of the season and get a manager in the summer. What I'm not saying.
Saeed weren't having that.
No. What I'm saying is, what I agree with. Maybe it's time for us to look within now. Just say, you know what? Forget these foreign leagues. Let's just look at managers within the Premier League. You know what I mean?
That's
what I'm saying. That I agree with you in a sense.
And you know what? You know why Hans Flick? You know Hans Flick was third, Saeed, because I'm still paranoid. I said after Ten Hag ruined it for me. He ruined it. That's why I was like, I know Areola, I know De Zerbi. Both of them are bashed out teams, man. Literally come on, slap teams right, left, and center. And I've seen that with my own eyes. And they've coached. You can tell they've had time on the training ground with these players. You know what they're going to do. It's not going to work against every team. They're going to get beat sometimes, but at least you know what you're going to get.
But you know what is Nuruddin? I think the problem with Man United is when we look at what coaches have done before, when they come here, somehow it always is different. Somehow there's always some
toxic,
sort of issue.
bro. We're toxic football club. We're toxic.
Yeah, but it wasn't different with Van Gaal, and because he was
time ago, innit?
No, but I'm saying it wasn't different with Van Gaal because he was a certified, he was an actual coach. Do you know what I'm saying?
So you guys don't think Amram's a good coach?
We don't know. We don't.
I'll be honest,
No.
yeah. He's
So is he
Rhino.
good enough?
He's a modern coach, bro. Modern
Yeah,
coaches are not the same as Van Gaal, bro. Them coaches actually on the training ground developing players. Like developing players is what I associate with being a coach. Now, being a coach is having an ideology,
system.
Yeah, having a system and an ideology and just putting players out there. To me, that's not coaching. I could be wrong, but coaches are supposed to actually coach and teach and improve. Like they were teachers.
Ryan,
So do you think Pep's a good coach? Do you think Pep's a good coach?
I think Pep is a good coach, but Pep,
is an elite coach.
Yeah, he's
Pep is an elite coach.
Can I
However,
ask a question about Pep quickly?
However, the thing is with Pep, is an idealist, Like these men are just these lot are mutant versions of what they think Pep Guardiola is. That's all it is, because Pep Guardiola is literally, he's a coach, but he's got this ideology in his head where
stubbornness.
He's
playing 4 centre
Not
backs.
just that, he's a
Okay, can I ask a question though?
Real quick, right now, he's a silver spoon manager. So you have to recognize. So it's like you've got a guy who inherited $1 billion from his dad, and you think you can compete with him,
Exactly,
right? Because of ideology, right?
And he'll tell you that himself, Danny. He'll tell you that himself.
Started out with Barcelona, then he went to Bayern, and then went to the biggest cheats in football. The biggest cheats you'll ever see.
Yeah, he's a trust fund baby.
So for you to think you can do what he does is naive. It's just very naive from all of these coaches. They're idealists, like Rand said.
And now Pep is finding out what it feels like to lose for the first time in his life, and he can't sleep at night, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Did you see how gassy he was?
I don't want to forget this. One step structure. You asked if he's a good coach, yeah? Somebody brought up Lopetegui because Lopetegui got the job over Amrin, innit? Then I thought to myself, hold on, is this the same brother that I think won the Europa League with Sevilla, then went to Spain, betrayed his country for Real Madrid, then ended up at West Ham, and I think Wolves before that or whatever, and got fired. He's been fired twice in the Prem. But it's peak out here for managers right now. It's peak out here, bro. You can go from being perceived as a good coach to a bum within a few years, bro. Within a few years.
Listen, let me give a bit of context, Ryan, but maybe his age. You don't know Van Gaal. Van Gaal won the Champions League with kids when it was difficult to win. When it was extremely difficult to win. Close to life, how are them? 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds won them the Champions League. Like, they didn't spend money. They were all products of the youth academy. And Rhino, imagine the class of 92 winning the Champions League. Like,
do you know what it is, guys? I'm old, but I've had a long gap in missing lots of football. So I was
For me, but listen, Van Gaal is weird, that he, on the training ground, he grabs them and says, there, then blows the whistle. What are you doing? Stand there. We play it again. Till the player gets there, we play it again. He's there for hours and hours, bro, saying, this is the position. This is how I want you to
repetitive.
I have never seen, to me, the Anfield result where Fellaini is balling out Gerrard. Doing like, that pass and move. Like, I'm like, what the hell is going on here? We went to City.
Hey, bearing in mind, Nuruddin.
Yeah, we went on a crazy run.
Nuruddin, we grew up here. Even when Liverpool were a mid-table team, we used to struggle at Anfield. Bro, my man turned up at Anfield and slapped these men all over the place like they were no one. And that's when I said, you know what? This might be some of the best times I've ever had in my life as a United fan, because Liverpool, no matter how shit they were, they always used to turn us over, bro. Danny Murphy and them, man.
All of them, penalties.
Listen, the way man slapped Liverpool's head back here at Anfield was crazy. Do you know what I mean? It didn't make no sense. Not only did we beat them, but we outplayed them and embarrassed them.
Listen, my uncle is a diehard City Liverpool fan. He rang me. He was like,
"That was the best.
Your boys did the job." He said, "I was in the cup." I swear to God, he said, I was in the cup. Even we couldn't do anything.
Is that the most complete performance from a United team?
For me, post Ferguson, I haven't enjoyed a game like that, bro. Just
but Fergie
because.
never even used to do that. Fergie, we used to panic and sometimes get slapped. League title.
I'm gonna have to watch that game today just to get
that game there was different, bro. Like, bro, I remember watching that game. I remember watching that game thinking, I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy a game of football like this.
And who was the manager? Was that Brendan Rodgers?
Yeah.
No.
It was
2015. It might
no, it wasn't.
Or Roy. Was it Roy?
Roy Hudson.
Yeah, I don't know. It was Brendan still, because Brendan leave the season after they sold Raheem, right?
Van Gaal had he had an overlap with Rodgers and Klopp. I'm sure he did.
Yeah, he did. It was Rodgers and Klopp. Because remember, it was Liverpool that knocked us out of the Europa League at Old Trafford. I was at that game.
Van Gaal
that knocked us out.
Every
it was Klopp that knocked us out.
And you know what? That's the best Luke Shaw we've seen as well.
Yeah, that was facts.
Under Van Gaal.
The best Rashford we ever saw. One of the best Martials we saw.
One of the best Martials, yeah.
Yo, right now, you're going to ask a question, bro, on the manager thing.
Oh, yeah. No, I was saying, because I believe the whole Pep thing, innit? But I saw Pep struggle when Rodri got injured. So it's like, it shows what a key player can really do to a system. So I went to ask you guys.
No, it's what they can do to an ideology. Pep is the ideology guy. The problem with Pep Guardiola's thing is, he needs everything to be perfect.
And this is
bro. That's what you're saying about Amorim as well, though.
Really but the difference is, Amorim is
Pep's up there
Guardiola. Like Danny said he's the trust fund baby. Amorim ain't the trust fund baby.
Look how they spent 200 million.
Get it out the
Rhino, they spent 200 million.
Rhino, you need to remember.
In January. Whoever spent 200 million. Do you ever remember any team spending 200 million in a January transfer?
Pep put himself in that situation because of his ideology. Yeah. But in previous seasons, so if they lost Fernandinho back in the day with that team, that people... he wouldn't have struggled. He wouldn't have struggled.
He just throw Gundogan in there.
In the Champions League final, they lost.
No. I'm saying in the Premier League, structure, the way he was playing football then, because it was quicker,
it's different.
And he was playing with wingers. It weren't the Grealish and Bernardo Silva coming inside and passing inside.
It was the 4-3-3.
That team, if you lose just Fernandinho, because Fernandinho's not a ball playing six, he don't suffer the same way. He's just suffering differently because he's gone on this Rodri thing, innit? But one reason why you know he's a coach, people have forgotten that John Stones was a bozo. It's been erased from history. And that's Pep's coaching that's erased that. He weren't doing that thing in his first 2-3 seasons at sea.
He was giving the ball away, getting caught, giving goals
giving the ball away.
Why?
Moving like a bozo, making mistakes, all of that.
Try to dribble out.
Is that coaching or is that system hiding his flaws?
No, Rhino. I don't know if you've forgotten what he was at Everton.
I think it's both. I think you got point, Rhino.
John Stones got better. John Stones got better. Look what he did with Fabian Delph.
I think even the players that he's let go.
No, but to be fair, Danny, with the Stones and Delph thing, the one thing I would say, Fabian Delph, was a highly rated midfielder at Leeds, and he played him left back. But but the thing is, but inverting left back, so he's doing what flipping Lewis Skelly's doing for Arsenal. But
he was the original Lewis Skelly.
And he was more experienced player. He was a more experienced player.
He was very experienced. And when you look at John Stones, we also forget that John Stones, John Stones was the Wayne Rooney of centre backs, bro. So John Stones broke through so early that by the time he came into his prime and started maturing, the bro was 24, and he'd already played bare football. Do you know what I'm saying? So John Stones kind of matured into the game, but remember, because he's English, at 17 and he was doing Cruyff turns in his own box, everyone was gassing him up. Do you know what I mean? So I just think that he developed really late. And it's one of them things he's supposed to. You're centre-back. Centre-backs, we know centre-backs coming to be fair,
you had the stability as well, right?
But you had the role that he gave
you. You had the stability.
Agreed.
You had other people. You had other people,
but
who could play instead of you,
bro.
And the pressure was never on there.
People forget Pep tried that thing with Fernandinho. People forget this. He tried to have Fernandinho switch it into a back three. He couldn't not play a back three, rotate 4-3-3, back three. It didn't work. He had to go back to the drawing board, and he coached John Stones to do that. That's all I was saying. He improved him so we could be able to do that.
The biggest thing for me,
mentally he improved just by maturing.
The biggest bozo moment of Pep Guardiola is that Champions League final against Chelsea. Fernandinho was the guy.
He played Gundogan. But he played Gundogan.
Why you got there? Why? Yeah, no, it was Fernandinho. He dropped Fernandinho, Saeed. He dropped Fernandinho against Chelsea. Fernandinho was the guy that got him over the line to get into a final. And then in the biggest game, he drops Fernandinho and gives Chelsea the advantage for them to be able to play through. And Kante and these guys do a madness. But guys, I've got to go. And check
no, 100%. You know what? For me, big up to you, Noureddin. Big up to you, Noureddin. I think for me, Carlo Ancelotti is a perfect example of a top manager where you allow your players to thrive and you give them that freedom to go and express themselves. There's not an element of overcoaching from Ancelotti, and that's why he's been able to do what he's got to do. He's been able to do what he's done for the past how many years? 10, 15 years, bro. And that is a perfect, for me, embodiment of a manager. And Alex Ferguson was that as well. And that is just something that I like. I like players that just allow freedom.
Yeah, but he's very similar to Fergie in the sense that like their egos never took over what needed to be done on the pitch, bro. Do you know what I mean? They never had to be front and center like that, bro. It wasn't that deep, bro. It really wasn't that deep. They didn't do things to make statements and this foolishness. They just wanted to win games. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't an ideology. The Fergie thing wasn't an ideology. If we needed to 4-5-1 it away from home and scumbag it, we're doing that.
We're doing it.
You know what I mean? If we needed to 4-4-2
thing is going to be the death.
Yeah. Brother, if we need a goal, I've seen Ferguson take off both fullbacks and put on wingers, and then we're playing with 2 wingers on the wing. Do you know what I mean? And one of our wingers is a striker, and we got 2 strikers up front. We're playing with 3 strikers and 3 wingers, on the same pitch to try and win a game. Like and there's no
overwhelming the opposition.
Yeah,
overwhelming them.
And then when we lose the ball, man, he's not worried about defending. He's like, fuck it. Do you know what I mean? We'll get the ball back and then we go again. Do you know what I'm saying? There's no ideology. It's win the fucking game, bro. Now it's all we need to win, but we need to win playing a certain way. And if we don't do this, if the striker doesn't occupy these zones, if the winger doesn't occupy these zones, then it's not right, bro. Like, bro, it's football. We're trying to win the game.
Yeah, no, 100% there. I can't lie. Europa League's coming up. Let's hope we win the Europa League, because if we don't, then it's gonna get ugly. I can't lie to you, man. It's gonna get ugly. Let me get these super chats in, guys. We need to get to 1,000 likes, people, man. We're not even near 1,000 likes. We've got 200 likes left. Get to 1,000 likes, man. Big up Super Archers. Is it politics with Manager United? Do the owners make them play certain players?
No.
Nah, I don't think so, mate. It's the manager picking the players, bro. You know what I'm saying? Might be at Todd Bowley and Chelsea, but not at United. Marcel in the Parallel Universe, who is this guy? We should sub to him. Yeah, that's Texino, man. Texino's here. Make sure you follow him on Twitch. On TikTok, on Instagram, man. Amaya says, who wants Sancho return? Talent without hard work is wasted. Even Sancho would tackle Ilanga, take yellow card. Don't let this fraud return at all. There's an argument that maybe the Amarin, Maresca doesn't want Sancho anymore. I don't think, for me, he's got to go back to Dortmund, man. I think going back to United now, I just think it's over for me personally. Anyway, I don't know if the Mandem want him back, but for me, I think we should part ways. And
I don't think he'll want to come back, bro.
He wouldn't want to.
There you go. There you go.
If you want to play football, like you don't even want to play in the Prem. I'll be honest, bro. It's a sinking shit, bro. Like if you want to enjoy your football, don't come here, bro. Like it's awful.
Yeah. The season was over as soon as Ahmad got injured. Realized Ahmad was trash early. Bin him, says Lexi, mate. Big up to Troy. Trey says Bruno turnover stats as follows: 2021 709, 21-22 651, 22-23 637, 23-24 685, and so far this season 538.
Show me the turnover stats for the whole league, you idiot, man. Show me for the whole
bro,
league.
The one thing I would say, these turnover stats, bro. Like, you know what I like to see? I want to see, because people always do this chances created and all of that. Man, want to see unforced errors, bro, for all the players. That's what I want to see.
There's no such thing as unforced errors. It's just
but when I'm talking about unforced, but even there's turnovers and then there's
I know what you mean.
Errors.
I know unforced errors. I know what you mean.
As in, no one ain't pressing you, and it's just, and you just kick the ball up in the sky, bro. That's what I want to see. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, in football, like, bro, there's ways to lose the ball. Like I've never, in my time watching football, I've never watched a player and said they lose the ball too much. It's not about losing the ball. It's about how you lose it, because everyone loses the ball. I've never seen anyone finish with 100% pass completion, consistently. It never really happens. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Only them, man.
Creating chances. They were
exactly. They weren't
other people to create.
Precisely. Chances. I hear that, but exactly. And growing up, most of our favorite players were the 10s. These guys lose the ball. Like Dino lost the ball.
No, De Bruyne loses the ball. It's where you lose the ball for me.
It's where and how.
Don't understand, this type of stuff here is what's killed football. Imagine telling somebody from 6-7 years old you can't lose the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what they're doing now.
So that's why you see ball secure, one of the worst terms, be ball secure. Do you think Ronaldinho became what he became by thinking about ball security? Do you know how many games I watched where he was just doing and where the shit wasn't coming off? This era would kill him if they actually watched the games. They just watch comps. They don't know that he had a lot of matches where he was inefficient. I hate that stuff. That's killed the game. That's
again, even efficiency, efficiency depends on where.
Would you argue that where the ball is locked is also important as well, though?
No, it's not. But Saeed, if you keep telling a player don't lose the football, he's not going to develop the best techniques. He's not going to become the most skillful. That's why you don't have the most skillful, flamboyant, expressive footballers no more. This is why you don't have them, because you're telling them don't do that, Flick. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't express yourself. Come on, bro. Yeah. And this is England. We don't get onto man for doing a step over in the right situation.
Yeah. No,
you do the edge of the box. You do a step over and get tackled while you're doing a step over. That's the culture in England, bro.
But again, efficiency is position specific, and that's what people need to understand. Like when you're a centre half or something like that, efficiency is position specific. Same as if you're a winger. When you're a winger, when Giggsy got the ball, everyone expected Giggsy to try to take on his man. And if it didn't come off, we weren't like, oh, Giggsy's lost the ball, because we expect him to take his player on and get the ball in the box. We expect it. You know, same with Beckham. When he got the ball, we expected him to put it in the box. If it didn't go to a red shirt, it's all right.
They call him a spammer. That's what he
but that's what I'm saying. But the difference is Beckham, had a certain level of accuracy, and consistency on his delivery that I trusted him. When man are just tossing the ball into the box and praying, like, that's not. When I'm seeing what Neto was doing at Chelsea, a man is saying, oh, but if they had a striker. Man, every time he gets the ball, he's cutting in and just lofting it in. There's no precision on the crosses. Beckham's thing was pinpoint. Do you know what I'm saying?
Work of art, bro. Work of art.
For me, it's about efficiency, and it's how you strike the ball, where you're putting it, and if I can see what you can see. Now, I'm just seeing man just lofting the ball into areas, and man are calling that creativity. That's not creativity.
Players can't even cross anyway. They can't even cross. Anybody wondering though, Ten Hag's first season, I did a video on my channel, did a No Agenda show. I got the biggest Bruno hater. His name's Johnny. Maybe you guys have heard of him.
Yeah, Johnny's a legend, man.
And I made him.
Where's he at nowadays?
He's doing big up him, man. He's doing Free Palestine. Big him up.
Yeah. Big up, Johnny, man.
I made him watch it. I said, Premier League said he's created 56. I can go on Y Scout and I can see if this is true. And you tell me if you think these are genuinely big chances created. By the end of the video, do you know what he was doing? He just started hating on Rashford for missing a lot of chances. Because he saw the Bruno chance, said, yeah, it's accurate. He does create big chances. I still don't like him as a player, but Rashford, he just went on to Rashford. So the stats are the stats. I don't know if you don't like him as a footballer, that's fine. But
that's also
but
for
back
me.
to the expression thing. What happened back in the day is players were allowed to express themselves. When you got to a top team, then you become efficient and you get the perfect balance. That's what happened. All right, Ronaldinho, you had your fun at PSG. Now you're at Barcelona. We need you to lock in. And you found the perfect balance. They want you to do that from when you're 7 years old. And you end up not being expressive.
That's sad, man. I find that so sad.
Guardiola was different, and then obviously he transitioned to AC Milan.
But you're smart. Like when we signed CR7, when we signed Nani, we knew that cool. These men are just a raw talent. That's what, and then they're supposed to refine their skills. Find ballers 50. It's crazy, and then man's development stage. And then man are all now, bro. And that's why when man are doing the Foden thing, them cone dribblers. That's what they are. That's what I call them. They're cone dribblers. Them man have got mad technique and all of that. Yeah, but bro, like, how's it translating to the actual blood? Man are just bro. Like them man in training looks sick. No one around them.
You said about Ronaldo.
Touch everything.
Fergie got him as a teenager, become more efficient. Imagine someone stopped him from being what he was when he was 17, and they did that to him at 9 years old.
Yeah, 100%.
You don't get the same football.
Yeah, nothing player compared to that. No, nowhere near.
Let me carry on with Super Chat. The panel know more about where to put these players and the guys who run the club. All this stuff available to these coaches, and they can't see these problems that we've known for seasons. Madness. Big up to Plug Scope. It's not Amrin's fault. Our forwards can't finish and score 1-on-1. You either have or you don't. Can't coach that.
What one-on-ones are we seeing, guys?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We've had a few, Mandem. We've had a few recently. We
name names. Who's missing them?
Garnacho's been missing some stupid sitters. Even Bruno. There was a time Bruno was missing sitters. We've forgotten.
A long time ago.
A long time ago, bro. Like, under Amorim, I don't remember Bruno missing one-on-ones.
We have to rewind back to the last Mandem talks. There was a time, there's shows that we've been literally cussing the Mandem.
There's been a handful of matches at different points. 2-3 sequence of games. Absolutely, bro. But throughout the season,
not consistent.
It's poor.
Yeah. Big up knowledge. Big up the Mandem fans. Need to stop calling Nacho a kid when he's got a son. Once you breed a girl, you are man.
Is that Faz's burner?
Big up knowledge, man. Knowledge, man. That's cold. That's why I like Yildiz, great number 10. I think Yildiz is not much better than Garnacho, man. I think they're the same, man. Them sort of players, man. I don't know, man. I just think it's a different sort of Garnacho, man. I don't know if I want him Yildiz, but listen, let's see. The Zerbi was found out in this league, and Bruno turnover screw us big time. Listen, people, we're gonna wrap it up here, man. What a show, man! Big Mandem talk. If you haven't liked the video already, I don't know what you're doing. Let me see if we've got 1,000 likes. We've got 880 people, so let's get that 120 likes right now. And yeah, man, just like the video, man. It's been a good show. Different opinions, man. That's what it's about, man. You know, we didn't even get Marcel here today and Tyrone. A different sort of, you know what I mean, opinion. So they'll be back in due time, people. You get me? And yeah, man, it's been a lit show. Mandem rants. Big up to you as always, bro.
Big up, man. And big up the panel, man. Solid show, man.
Yeah, solid show, man. Big up Tech Zeno, man. Let them know, man. What are you saying?
Big up the Mandem, man. Keep following, obviously. Keep following the TikToks and that. We're nearly at 10K, guys, man. We're on 9.5K now. You get me? So probably by the end of this week, we hit the 10K target. And then, yeah, man, on to bigger things. But Mandem, big up the panel. I rants first time as well, man. So big up yourself, broski. And yeah, man, smash the lights, bro. Hit 1K.
Come on, man. Danny, man, big up to you always, man. Come on.
Yeah, I hate the fact you get me on it to talk about Man United, bro, because it's a depressing time. Someone tagged me and I was like, I don't know how Saeed does this, bro. So big you up in it. Big up Rants as well. You man as well. Tech Zeno, Rhino. You man talk Man United on a regular basis. I just come do Mandem talk once a week.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
Mine's not a United channel though. Mine's a football channel. Same with Rants.
True, but sometimes
yeah, bro. Same with my content.
I want to watch football, bro. Man United can kill my love for football. I don't want to watch football.
I hear you. You can. A lot of people like that, you know. I can't lie, man. And it might get more depressing, you know. Them ones there. It's just what it is, man. But yeah, Rhino, big up to you, man, as always, bro.
Yeah, big up. Now I'm with Danny as well, brother. Like, I didn't even watch the last game properly. It's mad. Like, obviously, good things are happening outside of football as well, but United is just depressing, man. But yeah, man, big up the chat as always, man. You know, it's always good to have a good conversation with the Mandem. It's always good vibes, good energy. So you lot just smash up the likes, man. Just, yeah, man, whatever you're chasing, whatever dreams you're chasing, just chase it. Don't let Man United get you down, you feel me?
And enjoy the weather, man. Enjoy the weather outside in the UK. I can't lie to you, man. Enjoy the weather outside in the UK because right now there's some banging weather. I think it's like 19 tomorrow in Mandem.
Yo, be careful because if you like Faz and you got your open toe sandals, your girl might cook you on the TikTok video. Might have to cover up.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, if you see me watch
elite content, big up.
Oh yeah, but yeah, follow my TikTok, Rhino MGTV. I've been doing live reactions to like people's content, so it could be music videos, and all of that.
Come on,
so I've been doing that.
You're
as
signing
well,
people up, yeah. You're trying to say,
yeah, man. I might sign some artists or some talents.
Do a reaction to Drake's Nokia video and send me the video.
I know that song. I haven't seen the video. I'm gonna check it out still.
That was a dead trap, man.
That beat's hard, man. It's different, man.
Nah, I don't know, man. Not for
me.
Not
catchy. The song's
catchy.
It
is. That's the point.
It might be the World Cup song. You never know. It might be the World Cup song. You know what I mean? I don't know. But listen, people, I'm going to be live soon for the games tonight. Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid. A couple of Premier League games are on. So yeah, I'll see you in literally a couple of minutes. Take care.